there are kind of few things funnier to... Oh, nice dog, Slimy! Oh, it's Frankerzy! Fire. Oh, my heart. There are a few things funnier to me than, like, just, like elements on a stream just moving around in real time, live editing. Great stuff. Oh. Tonight's big shit. These are the biggest pre-stream jitters I've ever gotten. So let's exacerbate that with the wonderful but slightly anxiety-inducing soundtrack of Cycron on Steam by friend of the stream and GamerHorse69, GamerHorse69. That's a total of 6,892 total bone scraps for the measly meal challenge from Zinderell. Damn. The Playmobil has slides and like a crutch and what appears to be a ball of bandages on a shelf and maybe some ketchup. I can feel the meal. I have 15% of a meal in my inbox. It is slowly arriving. Fuck yeah. As some of you folks might have seen, I recently completed Cycron on stream, and the boys did a very good job with the game. I can't. I'm so nervous right now, folks. It's I want to do good. I want to do good by you guys, and I want to make good content. But oh boy, is it daunting. It's a daunting task. I'm still in the pre-stream big chiller sesh. I will go I will go ooh ah at the scariest, most terrifying of Gabe Newell's laundry laundering schemes. Fuck. Money laundering schemes. Oh, maybe I should do a money laundering stream. Some big ideas here tonight, folks. I'm just trying to make sure I've got all my assets and shit in the can. Making sure I'm in studio mode, not in live edit mode, so when I move around my elements, they don't go ooh. So I can preset up music and stuff. Having all my notes up. I am drinking the same beverage that I drank on the first Surf and Turf open season stream, prepared slightly differently. For any of you who want to make one at home, it's a variation on a Chambord Bramble. I use London Dry Gin, a bit of Chambord, a dark raspberry cognac liqueur, some honey simple syrup, and lime juice. And it makes kind of a villainous cocktail, kind of a shrewd and nefarious beverage for me to drink on my darkest and most choicely evil of evenings, as this evening very well may be. As you can see, this is another piece of fan art for Surf and Turf Open Season. There's Trent lying in the bed there. The teddy bear represents Kevin. The bottle of catsup represents Vernon. And the text above Trent's head represents how the American healthcare system is predatory towards the people who use it, and Trent will never financially recover from this bullet wound that he received last stream. Oh, is that a spoiler? Oh, is that a dastardly little spoiler for the previous stream that we did with this tabletop role-playing game? Well, Buster, I'm afraid that there's going to be plenty of those for the previous sessions tonight. I would suggest going to my YouTube channel, where if you can scroll up or down, I think it's ketchup. It's kind of hard to see. It looks to me like a bottle of catsup, but it could be anything. I do like that the Virgin Mary is there, because Playmobil is the best religious toy. I guess, except, I mean, a crucifix is a pretty good religious toy, right? But you can play with that all day, of any size. You could do fun action figure recreations of your favorite scenes. You could, never mind. I'm gonna stop this line now. Religion's fine. Where's my mouse? Where's my mouse go? There it is. So, Streamlabs like hides my mouse on things that are going to be visible on stream. So sometimes when I tab over to the boys' faces, my mouse is not there. We might do something a little bit different at the beginning of the stream, folks, because I'm kind of testing the waters for things that will happen in the future arcs of Surf and Turf. Because open season, though it is closing, That does not mean that you are not going to have any more of the Commander-in-Cheer's staff, nor their zany adventures in that most wanton of towns, Cabaret, California. There will be more things coming, and you will hear a little bit about them at the end of this stream, so stick around. But I was thinking that we might do a little something here. I might do something a little special just for you folks that have tuned in to the kind of dawn patrol on this one. Let me just yeah, just setting some stuff up. These streams I always want to leave running a fair, oh god, fuck yeah, Christopher goddamn Mortenson, the What a Chad. What an absolute Chad. Give me a second on this one. You guys deserve to see this. No, that's the wrong text. I just gotta make sure that everything's back where the fucking was. No, I'm gonna loop that actually. That's a really good kind of tone setter for what I want at the beginning here. Okay. Downloading image. My god, what a high quality photo in two ways. Also, I apologize if there are murmurings in the background. There, the house that I stream in continues to be haunted. Fuck, I'm gonna have to do a shrunk down version of this in fucking I'll have to do a minimized version of this to show actually on stream. Chris has done some really truly phenomenal art tonight, ladies and germs, and export as PNG. 1000 actually. Boink. It's gonna take a while to render. Let's see how this looks. Oh, that's way better. Fuck yeah. For those of you not in the know, and that should be none of you watching this, all the on every stream there's these avatars that you've seen of. Hey, fuck right off with that. Streamlabs really gets my goddamn goat sometimes. There's been art on every single stream of our protagonists, and all that art was done by our one and only Christopher, the man who plays Vernon, or the person who plays Vernon, I should say. And they've done a phenomenal job, and they really just knocked it out of the park, and I couldn't be more thrilled with how well they did. So here on screen is a pretty phenomenal poster for Surf and Turf that Chris did. You've got I'm just blown away with how well they did on this. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Please seriously run up Chris's art Instagram. It's at Christoflop on Instagram. They do a phenomenal job, and they've been like just truly instrumental, like all three of the guys have been. Reese and I have been doing RPGs since like the 10th grade together, and I would not be the DM that I am if it weren't for playing with Reese and playing with the other people that I played with throughout the years. All this kind of campaign that I've been doing has been the crystallization of everything I've always tried to do with these games. And I failed in the past, and I like to think that I'm pretty good at this. I really enjoy DMing games like this, and I've only gotten as good as I am, and I never like tuning my own horn, but I've only gotten as good as I am through like work and the collaboration with some like truly phenomenal people. What you're hearing right now is Adrift, a track from the Cycron OST, and it's like all of the music that Henry does. It is truly phenomenal. He is a great keys player, a phenomenal producer, and he's been doing a great job. And I really want to thank every single one of you for tuning in to this fucking stream. It's been a fucking great time. So so we've got our normal little boy Trent. We've got our our lovely bureaucrat Vernon, and the dastardly angel Kevin himself. Now I believe, and of course, like these are not like the canon interpretations of what these characters look like. This is simply what Chris imagines them look like. We've got Amber in her full demonic form. We've got Daniel, the owner and proprietor of Commander and Shears. We've got Vic, our erstwhile hero of this story, kind of gone before his time. Mariana, the leader of the local pack of werewolves. Oh, I realize you can't see my mouse. In the middle here, we've got Amber. To her left, you've got Daniel wearing his smart corduroy suit. To his left, you've got Vic, the potential hero of the world, fallen before his time. To his left, on the far left there, you see Mariana, leader of the local band of werewolves, and a contact of Vernon's. To the right of Amber, we see Mads, the often tired, bureaucratic necromancer of numbers, who keeps Commander and Shears afloat. To her right, you see Daniel T., the big-seated detective who possibly bit off a bit more than he could chew. And then we see Ramil Sailor, a warehouse boy who just wants his friends to be safe and have a good time. And then we've got kind of the moment that really cemented for me, and I'm really glad that it's what Chris picked, what kind of really made me stoked about this RPG, which is the kind of, I guess, the siege of Commander and Shears, where some of Vic's true colors and I guess feelings, not really, were brought to the surface. And it's oh my god, what is Streamlabs doing? Once again, my mouse is just completely invisible, and that's no good. Oh, please. What is doing this? I hate this so much. Awesome, okay. It's visible now. What the fuck? Well, the boys are visible. You guys, they can't... Yeah, Streamlabs... They're going away now. I'll get to you guys in a second. That was a gaffe.
Yeah.
That was a gaffe and a mistake. So we are going to... It's the lads, but don't get too used to them. They'll be back soon. You'll see your wonderful little boys in just half a second. I'm gonna drop this music down a little bit, and we're gonna bring this music down a little bit. And I would like you all to be transported. I would like you all to... Let me futz with my assets a little bit. Is it this? No. Of course it's not this. Be transported to a beach. This is a beach that we've seen before. It is the long, white sand beaches outside of Cabaret that make it not world-renowned, but possibly state-renowned. And we see a long black sedan, a comfortable and expensive-looking car with nondescript but very expensive aftermarket upgrades to it. Driving this car is a thin-lipped, mustachioed man. And sitting in the passenger seat is young Victor. Hello, mighty plotting bear. Very nice to see you. Sit back and enjoy my dulcet tones and the sounds of the ocean while I begin setting up a little bit of imagery. And this car is parked by the edge of the beach. And we see Vic sitting kind of sullenly in the front seat of this car, and his dad, who you will learn in a second is his dad, turns to him and says, Vic, I've got a new exercise regimen for you. It's what I did as a boy to put me in standing with the athleticism that my father wanted from me. Now I know that you have other interests in life, but I think it's important that you take a little bit of time to reflect. Now I would like you to run up and down this beach as if you were in preparation for a marathon. And Vic, still looking kind of sullenly at his dad's like, Dad, I It's late. I just want to go home. It's been a long day. It's like, no, I believe that you are going to be getting a fair bit out of this. Um, things are going well. I really do think that a little bit of clarity will be important for you. And if there were a camera, the camera would pan out of the car, and it would show just how small this car really is. It's an average sized car, but we zoom out and we see the full scope of this beach. This is a very large stretch of sand, and beyond that is an even larger stretch of ocean. The strong push and pull of the waves beating away at the rock face of the cliffs and soothing the lines of the sand down softly. And we see from above Vic get out of this car and kind of he says something off to his dad, another offhanded and kind of quiet protest, wanting to go home, wanting to play video games, wanting to read his books. But his dad, this older gentleman, again this thin-lipped, like fully gray-haired, very thinning haired, very thin man, just kind of nods his head, murmurs some assent, and says, and we hear it now. I'll be coming back to pick you up in an hour. I hope that this is good for you. It was always good for me. And he drives off. And Vic starts walking down the beach. It's quiet. It's very quiet. Only the sound of the waves just beating away at the few large rocks sticking out. And eventually Vic, he runs for a little bit, taking his father at his word, but he very soon tires both emotionally and physically of this, and sits himself down on the beach, on the turf, if you will. There's no grass, but he's down on the turf, and he looks out at the ocean, and he's quiet for a moment. And then he sees something in the water. It looks to be, God, it must be driftwood, but it's always fun to see what's washed up on shore. And he goes up to it, and he sees bones. And a lot would go through one's head when they see a skeleton washing up on the beach. It's not in one piece, mind you, but there is very clearly a skeleton, a skull, a rib cage, some femurs, whatever, bones. He probably can't identify all of them. He's a pretty inquisitive young lad, but it's nothing that he could really put much analytical thought to, except for the skull, because sitting perched perfectly on top of this skull is a simple headpiece, a gnarled and twisted amalgamation of whites and grays and browns into a striking but non-traditional, let's call it, crown. And Vic does what any sensible person would do. He picks it up and dusts it off, cleans off some algae and sand sticking to it, and he puts it on. It's you never know what things in your life are going to make the biggest changes. You never really know what's going to set you down one path or another. Some things are decided for us by family, by friends, by circumstance, but it's what you do where you find yourself that really shows who you are. And I just think that would be a pretty fair way to begin things off. And a pretty fair way to begin off this stream would be to introduce myself and my good friends. I am the Bog's leading hedonist, Max Measly Meatloaf, Max Wilcox. And that right there is Henry. Hey, man.
We're on the air.
You're on the air. You're on, perhaps, Twitch.tv. Welcome, everyone.
You're on thin fucking ice.
Me? What'd I do? Welcome, everyone, to Surf and Turf Open Season. What will surely be the final session. I can't see. It is out of my hands. If things go, this might be a longer one, folks. We've not done anything over 3 hours and 1 minute before, so we might be going into the 5 or 6 minute mark tonight.
New record.
And then we can all get back to the itchy concession stand streams.
What the fucking viewers demanded.
Calm down, everyone. They're coming back.
Now, before we... You know what? I'll introduce the stream, because this is a big one. There might be people tuning in tonight that haven't seen the previous editions. If so, I don't know why. I will say that all previous videos on demand for the previous sessions are up on my... Oh my god, on my Twitch. Or on my YouTube, rather. Thank you, Chris, for giving me your scraps.
Oh yeah, Max, you're the nurse.
Yeah, that's me. Oh, the boys. I can't tab out. I can't tab out from these boys or else they will disappear. A boom boom. A boom boom. A boom boom. Wow. Can you... What the... Why is that... Henry's stuck in just the funniest fucking DreamWorks grin I've ever goddamn seen. I don't know. I kind of want to keep that for the rest. Okay, there we go. And Chris looks kind of perturbed. For those of you who have not watched the stream before, welcome to Surf and Turf, a horror comedy improvised tabletop role-playing game stream. That's a lot of words, I know, but fucking buckle up, man, because we're going to say a lot of those tonight. Where me and my very good friends, or my very good friends and I should say, paint you a picture in the world of the United States of America in a role-playing game system called Monster of the Week, made by Evil Hat Games. In my opinion, possibly the best tabletop role-playing game out there, at least for what I want to do. Where characters based on tropes from popular and prolific Monster of the Week shows like Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Supernatural, fucking Twin Peaks, if you will, perhaps a little bit of X-Files thrown in there, must save the day from different monsters every single episode and stop the world from either pure doom or stop their high school from being killed by a big snake man. And watch out for that one in the next Surf and Turf arc. Now, a little bit of recap as to what has happened so far. Cabaret, California, a city that never sleeps, a city on the sea, a city on the beach, you know, a 24-hour bustling hub of new money tech and eccentrics trying to get away from the big city life while still living in the comfort of the shitty water state known as California. One of the beautiful cornucopias at the center of the dinner table that is Cabaret, California is Commander and Shear's General Store, a quirky and quite possibly particularly illegal grocery, convenience, and general goods proprietary's location, owned and operated by one Daniel T. Daniel leads and holds with a firm grip, making sure that everything in his store is specifically to his specifications. Specifically. And in doing this, he has employed the most cutthroat of managers and the most hardened of employees. Some of these managers being Vernon Roberts, local vampire, Kevin, an angel of the cool and embracing deep, and Trent Cotry, 24, go-getter. Oh, gosh. One day at work at Commander and Shear's, usually a 24-hour establishment, but just this one day of the week closed for some downtime and recreational cleaning, friend of the store and sometime employee, Victor Timothy, came up to his friend Trent, asking for a little bit of assistance as he would be going out of town. Conversations ensued, the workday went as normal, but that night, Vic was cut down viciously in his prime by some mysterious rat-like figures who seemed to be of some connection to Vic. The Cabaret boys went off to try to investigate this, finding out that Vic had once been a powerful monster hunter, striking down vampires and the occasional lowly demon and perhaps werewolves until he became friends with some. However, in this past 24 hours, there have been a string of bloody murders in Cabaret, all seemingly tied to Vic. However, dead he was. But The Dead Don't Lie is, I think, the name of a zombie movie, and Vic, a shambling corpse piloted by this horrific crown found upon his head, has been hunting down and killing the most powerful beings he can find in California until he gets too big for his britches and finds new avenues for murder. There have been thrills, chills, tears, and fears. And last session, there was a fight, and a big one, which left two of our party perfectly injured, and one of our party well rested and talking to several of his friends. we will be joining the party in media res in the, I was about to say hotel, the hotel where the people quite poorly visit, the hospital room of one Trent Cotry, local gunshot survivor, with his two friends, local gun owners. Now,
That's correct.
would you guys like to introduce yourselves a little bit, starting with the man, the myth, the being to my right, my right, yeah, Reese. Hey, buddy.
Hi, my name is Reese. I'll be playing Trent Cotry, and to get myself into character for today, I did shoot myself in the chest while taking a mud bath, hospitalizing myself horrifically. So, I hope it was worth it.
Yeah, as you can see, Reese has been locked in his hospital room with nothing but a exercise bike for company. It's rough going, I've heard.
Yeah, true method actor.
Yeah, and I didn't check in. He's just been fucking live tweeting it the whole fucking time. To my down. Hi, Chris. What's going on, man?
Hello, I am Chris. I am playing Vernon Roberts, the lean, mean vampire who doesn't eat his greens. And I'm doing all right.
No, that's all we need. No, that's great. We can end the podcast now, guys. We're done. we got it, is the thing.
Yeah, we peaked.
And I guess what's the fucking point? But Henry, top that, man.
My name is Kevin, and to get and to get myself into character, I had a little sip of the ocean.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah.
Which bit?
And I had some mushroom risotto.
Oh, that does sound very nice. Yeah. Now, there will be things this session that will be scary. There will be things this session that will be a little bit disturbing. I am reminding you folks now that this is a horror stream. Scary and disturbing things can happen. I will say one promise and one update on like something that I missed last stream. Trent is currently cat sitting for Vic. And I really don't want there to be people watching this who are going to be on the lookout for like animal cruelty and horror. It can work. I'm sure that it can be used to strengthen the narrative. Not how I run my game. Maltodextrin, which is the name, which I said on stream quite quickly a couple times, is the name of Vic's cat. Is safe at Trent's apartment. He hid under the bed when there was very loud commotion in the kitchen. And if you're confused as to what commotion that was, go back and watch the other freaking stream after this. Need your views. Thank you.
Or not.
Or not, actually. It's fine. Just be confused.
Or not.
Now, before we get into things, I always like to warm up my good friends. I like to warm up the boys a little bit. I like to tease the boys a little bit, asking them some world-building and heart-building questions. Now, I had a lot of stuff to prep before this one, so, and we were on call, and I was like, man, what would be a good pre-stream question to ask? And I didn't, so I'm afraid, and I'm very sorry, guys, I have to... It is the finale, after all, of Surf and Turf Open Season, so... How do I put this? When was the last time your character finished a book? What books have you guys been reading recently?
Great.
It's not about cum. Henry? What's Kevin been reading recently?
I want to say like car manuals, the genre that he's been getting into recently.
That's big for him.
Like,
man.
you know,
yeah.
The like how to open the trunk of a Honda or whatever.
Long books, are they?
Yeah, like the manual.
But just the how to open the... Now...
No, that's just like a chapter.
That's just kind of... That's what he dog-eared and he keeps returning to. The prose, it gives you time to pause, really, yeah. Vern, what have you been imbibing eye style recently? Or ear style? Audiobooks is reading.
Oh, Vernon is definitely not into audiobooks.
He hates someone else telling him what to do.
Yes. No, Vernon has been just finished up the complete philosophical works of Descartes.
Jesus fucking Christ. Right. So this is going to be a rough session for everyone that isn't Vernon interacting with Vernon. Okay. And Chris, I suggest that you have that Wikipedia page open, just in case, because it might come up. It might be essential to defeating the monster of this week's episode.
All right, I've got the second half in paper, but
The Wikipedia. You printed it out beforehand, of course. Now, Reese, what's Trent been reading, man?
Being the young adult Californian he is,
He's been reading YA novels.
he's not big on reading.
Yeah.
But he does like podcasts.
Jesus Christ.
He's just got him on. Like however long his shift is, the whole time.
On the floor doing cash, a cashier listening to fucking My Favorite Murder, while ringing through your paper or plastic fruits and vegetables.
But he does specifically like true crime, and he indulges in that on date nights with his girlfriend.
Jesus Christ.
He indulges in listening to true crime podcasts on date nights
with his girlfriend.
Yeah. And then they,
Okay.
and then like so they'll be like
So
doing
like headphones or like
they'll be like doing the dishes and the podcast will be playing and whatever happens, man.
Exactly. It always leads back to your original question. So.
Of course. So you're telling me that the last time Trent came was podcasts.
Exactly.
Wow. Well, I think that, honestly, usually I ask 2 questions, but I've got, like, at least 4 or 5 about all of you answered by all those fucking answers. So we're gonna kick things, chop it and reverse it a little different style. At the end of last session, one of our party members leveled up. A young boy known as Trent. Now, Trent... We don't usually get too granular with the level up stuff on this. We kind of let things come into play when they come into play. But guess what, motherfuckers? That time is now. Your time is up. Wrestling. Trent, what did you take when you leveled up this last time?
So, Trent leveled up last time, and being like alone and unconscious in his hotel room for extended periods of time.
Hotel
really
room.
Let him. Goddamn, hospital room.
In his very expensive hotel room.
Yeah, he's been like dreaming a lot more, and it's really kind of brought out like the empath side of his abilities, which he doesn't really know he has. It's kind of an unconscious thing.
No,
But
I will say,
move.
you were heavily sedated over the past, let's call it, hour and a half. It's loot. I'm gonna say that it's probably you got to the I was gonna say playground, the parking lot, about like 11:10 in the morning, and it's about 4 p.m. now, all things considered. But this will happen when the people meet up or whatever the fuck. It'll be about 4 p.m. Trent, why don't you roll this move that you got and tell us a little bit about it for your beautiful little naps, the beautiful heavily sedated blood loss based nap that you've been taking.
Right. So, I took the move from the spooky playbook called Tune In.
Yeah.
Trent can attune his mind to a monster or minion. Roll plus weird. On a 10 plus, hold 3. On a 7 to 9, hold 1. On a miss, the monster becomes aware of you, and I can spend those hold 1-to-1 to ask some of the following questions. Where is the creature right now? What is it planning to do right now? Who is it going to attack next? Who does it regard as the biggest threat? And how can I attract its attention? That's the roll. And if I act on the information, I gain +1 ongoing.
Also, I'm gonna state this now just so I don't forget. There's a move in this game called Read a Bad Situation. It's like Investigate a Mystery, but more broad. If you act upon the answers that you get from Read a Bad Situation, you get +1 going forward. I've been forgetting that, and now we will try not to have that be forgotten about.
So, feeling my girlfriend kind of like in the room and like kind of leeching off her kind of spiritual energy, I'm gonna use my ability, which I can use my plus charm instead of my plus weird.
Okay. Sure.
No, just because like in kind of like the playbook, that's how it's described, is like using your guide's power lets you use your charm or whatever.
Yeah, no, that makes that's fine. You can do. Yeah, no, it's fair.
Yeah.
Roll plus charm,
Okay.
Hoss.
All right. I rolled while I was reading. I got a 6 plus 2,
It's an 8.
so an 8.
Yeah, wow.
I get to hold 1.
8.
Oh, thanks, man. Yeah.
Um,
And I'm guessing that you're using this on Vic, not one of the rats.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Yeah.
I think like subconsciously he kind of connected to Vic, like he tried to like find his.
Yeah, you guys were buds. You were coworkers that maybe could have been a bit more at some point.
I'll never tell.
Oh.
Were you not in a relationship the whole time you were working, or?
And?
Fair enough. Continue.
Thank you.
Thank you. What is it planning to do right now?
Trent is asleep. That much we know. You find yourself having probably bad dreams. You've got really high cortisol levels in your body. You've got very high adrenaline levels in your body. Phenomenal sight gags from Trent here. You are probably very specifically quite stressed out from the night or the morning you've been having and the last 24 hours you've been having. And you are having, probably some slew of kind of shitty dreams from when you were younger. You go into your science class in high school, but you forget you've got to do a fucking performance today. You got to do a skit about ribosomes, and you forgot your script, man. It sucks. But then things Vic's there. Vic's there in your class. And Vic was a fair few years younger than you. You probably knew him in like your later, maybe 2-3 years in high school, but this is like an early high school kind of bad dream. And dreams be dreams. Dreams be weirdin'. But Vic is there sitting at the front of the class. And he's just looking at you. And he's got kind of like his notes out. And he's got a big old stack of papers in front of him or whatever. And he starts bleeding from his throat. And it is getting more so and more so and more so. And eventually this room is just filling up with blood. And Trent is trenting for water in what is now very clearly maybe not the ocean, but a very, very large body of water. And it is blood red. And you see Vic also wading water in front of you. And he is swimming. He's making a beeline to what you now see as the distant shore. And you see the Cabaret wastewater treatment plant on the shore. And Vic is making a beeline for this exit pipe. And as things kind of continue through the dream, things, time warp a little bit. And you are now not so much like treading water in this blood as everything is moving around you at a breakneck pace, and you feel a cool light coming from below you in the water. And just as Vic gets to the edge of this pipe, he turns around and he looks in the water, and he just kind of like closes his eyes for just a moment, then snaps them open, and just sits on the edge of this pipe, rifle laid out on his lap, and he starts taking it apart, cleaning it very, very thoroughly, and he's just waiting, and he's just staring intently at this water. And you feel this, again, it's not warmth, but it is good. You feel this palpable positivity coming from the water, and it's a sharp positivity. Like it is protective. It is palpable. It is a razor's edge of just good that you're feeling from this water, and it feels like Kevin. Well, you can't describe it, but you like Kevin. He's like a really nice guy. You probably look up to him a fair bit. Like, he's kind of like a chill older guy. He's an eccentric, and he's an odd person, but like you have strong, like, powerful feelings for Kevin, as Trent does for a lot of people. Trent's a very emotional person. And you feel this light from in this water. And then things fade to black, as they often do in dreams. It's not particularly like cinematic. You just kind of groggily wake up, and you are there in your hospital bed. You feel bad. You feel a very strong ache in your chest. You weren't shot in the heart or anything. They missed It was like a wild shot that went past Amber and Kevin, and also got like muffled by the amulet that you wear. But you feel like dog shit, and you are on some like not like loopy painkillers, but you're a little bit fucking gonked. And you see sitting next to you is Amber, your girlfriend, now in her human form, wearing full-length, not hooded robes. The hood is down, but the same robes that she wore the day you first met. And sitting in the corner is Kevin, who is holding a takeout bag from Taco Bell. And Vernon is there in a full, kind of dirty poncho, again with a hood. I don't know if it's down. That's up to Vernon. Little bits of flavor there. Holding a filthy, like, cement and mud and possibly blood-soaked duffel bag, which appears to be very full of stuff. And I will say that I don't want to have to go over, like, everything that's happened in the past couple streams, but you three, plus Amber, are together now. So any information that you have gained over the past few kind of sessions, I'm going to say is now communal, unless there's anything that you wouldn't share with anybody else. Like, I don't know if Vernon would specifically share that he, next Tuesday, will give up his corporeal form to a ghost friend of his. And I don't know... Kevin, what does Kevin say about kind of his morning, Kevin? In regards to what you experienced in the ocean.
Was that?
That's this morning.
Yeah, that was this morning. Yeah. Trent, how you feeling, Trent? You're awake.
Hey, Kev.
Oh, he's a little sleepy. How have you guys been? I had a funny story actually. I ran into my a boss. Well, not my my boss.
You ran into Daniel?
Yeah, this like Daniel guy. I've not met him, but he seems, and this is Amber, everybody. Yeah, he sounds kind of wiggy. Where'd you see him?
Ocean. Not Daniel. Sorry, it was you wouldn't know him.
Oh, one of the big boys. One of the
Oh, you mean that kind of boss?
Yeah, it was pretty good. He gave me like he was like, Kevin, you're doing an awesome job. Like, you got this.
Amber is just looking at you, Kevin. She doesn't say anything, but Amber is just looking at you. And she's like,
to know, Kevin.
yeah, it's
It was a pretty positive meeting as all. So,
but yeah, I mean, I gotta say, Trent, I'm very glad that you are okay. I don't know if they're gonna let you out of here anytime soon. And this is like at the end of the conversation of you guys, like Vernon sharing all the stuff that he learned from the ghost and whatever. Trent or Vic was a very got this power kind of by accident and has like been growing. And the more power he gains and the more powerful things he kills, probably the more proficient as a hunter he's gonna get. This guy needs to die like really soon. And
yes,
what I don't have tons of ideas.
Well, it sounds like he's already dead, right?
We gotta
dude's definitely dry
for sure. He's been run dry. He's been sucked fully. But we gotta get him. We gotta take him out of commission at least.
Yeah.
He seems to be like using these like tunnels or whatever underground. That seems safe. Kev, you were saying when you were down there you sensed something kind of big. And
yeah.
And Kevin, when you were and when you were in the kind of tunnels underground after you attempted to teleport Vic, you sensed
that's right.
Yeah, you sensed a pretty palpable holy energy, but not one that you were particularly familiar with. It's like I mean, what do we do? Really, like I'm here for this. I think Kevin, you and I have to work together on this. I don't think that like Vern. I don't know how proficient you are as a fighter. I do think I have a theory as to what is in your bag there, and that's fun. But you've got this spell that you can do with a big old question mark on top of that one.
Yes. Well, I have some of Vic's notes regarding the crown, which I think is sort of what we need to target here. So in some of the notes that I found while we were in Vic's house, there's a release spell for the crown. I think that should hopefully, if it all works out, release Vic from its influence. But I think we'll need to get some battery acid.
Let's say we hit him with a car. Just knock the crown off.
Well, I mean, there is usually
Thoughts?
battery acid in a car. That might there. If we're gonna do this, would you guys say it's probably safe to go in from the way you came out of that tunnel there, Kev, at that water treatment plant?
I don't know.
And
Definitely seemed like it went somewhere.
I may have called you Trent, but you know Kevin. And then Amber kind of like looks at you, Trent. She's like, "Are you like doing okay? You still seem kind of out of it, baby. Like, is it?
Weird, weird dream.
Yeah.
Must be the meds. I saw Vic, and there's like a sea of blood, and he was waiting with his rifle to. It's blurry, but it some sort of light that felt like Kevin.
Huh. That's probably.
I don't know. It's probably just the meds. Like I'm really out of it.
And again, Amber just kind of looks at you, Kev, and just kind of like winces a little bit. She's like, "Yeah, it's probably fine." I think that you being on point. I mean, do you want to come for this, Trent? I can. I mean, maybe Kev, you can. The thing you did to me, which again, weird on that. I appreciate it, but weird on that. Can you maybe buff up our boy a little bit?
Well, I can certainly give it a shot. Here we go.
Can I help out?
Yeah.
I just go over and put both of my hands on his face.
Okay, roll lay on hands, please.
Let me just. So that's a 7.
Yeah.
Plus cool. Hold on. Plus 1.
It's an 8.
What a cool boy.
Yeah. Okay, it says on a 10 plus heal 2 harm and illness plus they're stabilized. On a 7 to 9, you can heal the harm or illness as on a 10 plus, but you take it onto yourself. Oh god.
So I have 2
cannot
harm
be
right
good.
now.
Oh, okay. Okay, that's fine. Okay, now I'm backed into unstable territory now. I'm not dying yet, but that's
So
definitely gotta hurt.
Kevin goes up to you, Trent, and just like lays his like palm on your forehead and his like hand gripped over your mouth and just kind of like squeezes your head a little bit. You have an IV in your arm that's kind of like feeding you like, I don't know, whatever the fuck. And everybody else in this room hears a very like kind of profane sucking sound as all the fluid from this IV very quickly goes into Trent's body. And Trent, you feel what, wired? You are on painkillers, and now it feels like you've taken maybe a little bit of speed. Like you're not feeling superhuman, or you're not superhuman or anything, but you're feeling like way better. I'm gonna say that the pain in your chest is ignorable now.
I was gonna say, from the painkillers.
Yeah.
Do you think that also transferred to Kevin, and now he's a little loopy?
I will say that Kevin
is always a little loopy.
You guys see that Kevin wets his shirt a little bit, like a little bit of water just kind of like springs out of him from his torso, and you feel like you just got a very, very strong metal punch to the torso. You're doing okay, but now I'm hesitant. I think how are you 2 above unstable or are you 1 above unstable?
2 above unstable.
Oh
now.
wow. Okay.
So you were already at 3 harm.
You're already at 3 harm.
Yeah, I started the session at 3.
I'm gonna say that you were like waiting in that waiting room for a good few hours. And I'm just trying to think how I want to work this out because you guys are going to be going into a boss fight, and I don't want to be cruel for this one. I'm gonna say.
Like
Kevin,
IVs,
Kevin,
right?
if I may.
Yep, hit me with it.
I'm. Trent. You mentioned earlier how I was quite unafraid of the supernatural stuff. Well, I have a little confession to make. I'm I'm a little familiar with myself. You see, I practice a bit of magic here and there.
Yeah, Vern, that's your thing. You're a magician. You're a wizard of sorts.
You're a wizard?
Of sorts. I guess you could call it that.
Trent?
Yeah?
It's fine. It's okay. It's fine. Yeah, no, he's a wizard. He's a wizard with a very high
Yes.
SPF.
Yes, exactly. And Kevin, if you may, I'm not too familiar with your kind exactly, but if you would like, I could try to heal you with a bit of my wizard magic.
This is a fun little circle jerk. This is good. No, yeah, we'll we'll round robin it. Yeah.
A healing
No.
train.
Out of character, Kevin has got to know that Vernon's a vampire, right? Does he? Do I?
Roll. I mean, it's never been canonically established.
Yeah,
And like again,
okay.
he's a bit of a gray spot. If you want, I will allow you to roll sharp
Okay.
to see how cottoned in to Vernon very clearly being a vampire.
7.
Okay. Now you did just take a human dose of painkillers, but you're pretty fucking sure this, like, you look at him in the eye now and you're very close, and you guys probably don't stand very close to each other by Vernon's request normally. You're very close to this dude, and as he's saying this, you're just kind of looking at him, and you're looking at the way Amber is looking at him and Trent and you. And you think this guy might be a fucking vampire, but like a lot of things in your life, clarity might not be the strongest in this situation.
Right. Okay.
So, Vernon's gonna attempt to kind of mitigate. Wait, Reese, you were gonna help out on Vernon's. I don't know if you can actually help out with him healing you. I don't know.
I was gonna help out on Kevin's by just not resisting or kind of giving myself as much as I could, but the roll's already passed.
Yeah, the roll's already passed, and I don't know how I could really narratively justify that. So I'm gonna hit you with this, Kev. Just from your downtime, and I'm gonna say you probably had a lot of those little cones of water in this hospital waiting room. I'm gonna say that you healed 1 harm from that. Okay. So I'm gonna say that if Vernon can successfully heal you, you will be at 3 harm and you won't be unstable. How's that sound? Cool. Yeah. So Vern, what are you doing to magically heal this angel?
Yeah, I guess there's no visible wound on Kevin, but I'm gonna kind of hold up my hands to him, kind of like this motion, and I'm gonna do some chanting in Latin.
Brent is loving this.
Amber got you some sun chips from the vending machine a little while ago, and you two are just kind of snacking on these Cool Ranch sun chips, watching this whole kind of rigmarole go on for sure.
Because I feel like Amber obviously hasn't said much about magic or hasn't shown me much about magic, so seeing a stereotypical wizard display is just amazing.
Seeing your friend and college teacher, who you are now learning is a wizard, dude.
Is a wizard?
Crazy.
Do magic? Do real magic?
Oh yeah, roll weird on this one, Vern.
Alright. Oh, okay, wow. That's a 10 plus 3 is 13.
Oh fuck yeah. Okay.
Crap.
Jesus Christ. Okay, yeah. Kev, you are. So Vern kind of does his whole chanting thing to you, and just for a second, you're just kind of knocked under, and as a kind of being of holy energy, Jesus Christ, Vern, when your hands are getting near Kev, you feel this just hot, white hot, bad heat. It's like when you're trying to see if the burner is on, if you're blind, I guess. So you've got your hand just it's not damaging you, but it is too close to the burner. and you maybe get like a bit of a blister on your palm, and it's like a water blister, obviously, you know, angels or whatever. And Vern or Kev, God, it's definitely like your body like purifies things that go in and out of it. You're kind of like a Brita filter of a guy, but you feel just a little bit diluted right now. Like it's fine. You've got like a whole cocktail of things going on inside of your wet body right now, but you are feeling a little diluted.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
That's
weird,
the sound that
right?
Kevin makes.
It's strange when someone of a other side to Trent Cautry.
Yeah.
Honesty is very important to us, of course. Mm-hmm. And if we're gonna be together in this fight, Vernon is clearly a vampire.
What?
Yeah. The poncho, he was your night school teacher, then your night manager. He's never out in the daytime, man. I'm sorry, like, but how did you not?
He's a businessman. I took a business course from him, and he's a man. Like, what?
Dracula.
What's so weird about that?
Owned a castle. Gotta have business for that.
Are there castles in Cabaret?
Vernon, you're the vampire. Field the question.
Vernon, this is ridiculous, right?
You do. Sorry, Trent. You do know Kevin's an angel, right? Sorry, but like.
Yeah.
Okay. No, not yeah. Not yeah.
What do you mean, not yet?
Look at him.
Trent,
He is clearly an angel. Sorry. What's this now, Vern?
Trent, if we are going to work together to defeat Victor Timothy, I should just let you know that, for the record, I'm a vampire.
Wait a fucking minute. So when you stayed back and watched Vic kill those police, and then went in to check to see if Ted Yinzer was dead, Vern,
Yes.
show me your teeth, Vern. Oh wait, no, that was last night. You use mouthwash, don't you? Fuck. I'll
can
catch
see
you.
my pearly whites.
And he does have lovely teeth. he does have beautiful teeth. I don't think that Vernon has like sharp incisors, right? He has normal kind of humanoid teeth.
I feel like all of his teeth are just kind of sharp.
Oh, that's fucky. Oh, I don't like that. No, I don't like
pointed, but like just sharper than normal.
God,
I
okay.
think that's how he was illustrated in the not the one that, well, I guess his mouth is closed in his character portrait, but there's another
one where he was like
the original concept.
Yeah,
art.
very fair. Fuck me. Yeah. Vernon's just bad to kind of think about sometimes.
Yeah.
So Amber is like, so we have to. I'm gonna run this by you guys. This is kind of my job ish. So I've got experience. Kev, you're on point if you have any suggestions for, I don't know, battle strategy or whatever. We gotta. Can you give us a little bit about this spell, Vern? Like, what are you gonna need to do for it? And some of this I will leave up to you, Vernon, because I think it would be fun if some of the spell was up to you. Two things that are kind of set in stone is like in the walkthrough of the things on Vic's notes, there is an outline for a pretty simple, but like still you would need to take time to draw it out, kind of circle that would be put probably on the ground. That he's got a little doodle of him like sitting in with his hands up on the crown on top of his head. There needs to be a shedding of blood, and there is kind of like you have to like instigate the spell with something. It could be like a word, it could be something. So so Amber's like kind of sitting there, and again just kind of like keeping an eye on you, Trent, because like you are like fully like sat up in your bed now. You are still like in your underwear and maybe like a hospital gown or whatever the fuck. And she brought you like your phone. I'm gonna say, but
I'm feeling like energized and like back to normal.
Yeah, you feel like it's a normal like it's like. Also, do keep in mind that Vernon, you work the like 1 a.m. shift tonight, and Trent, you work like we said the 4 p.m. or the later shift in the afternoon. So you are Trent, you are late for work. I will say, and you might have a couple missed calls on your phone. But
Wait, Trent or Vernon?
Trent. Vernon works way later. Trent was supposed to work like
okay.
afternoon into the night shift, like working kind of like a middle shift between the day and the night shifts. And also, this is one of the days where the store is just open 24 hours. So, anyways, so Amber is kind of yeah.
I was gonna say, if I check my phone and I see that there's like missed calls from like whoever's manager today,
Yeah.
like I'm obviously just gonna like look to Vern and be like, "Hey, Vern and Kev,
Yeah.
could I get a slip for medical reasons to not go to work?"
Who's the manager today?
Ooh, I've not really, I'm gonna say that this is one of the days where, Daniel, and Kenny are, like, on point, and like, Daniel's, like, the floor manager, for the day shift today.
Okay, do I have a
If
phone
you
on
would
me?
like, I could call Daniel.
Don't worry about it. I'll call him. You've done enough.
Oh, yeah, we did say that
All
Kevin's
right.
got, like, a kind of older... And
Kevin has like a Nokia or like
a Razor.
Not like a Razor, but like a pre-Razor like flip phone, like one of the chunky ones.
Phenomenal. Like
I
an
could see
early...
Kevin.
Yep.
I could see Kevin owning a BlackBerry.
I was gonna say an early BlackBerry, absolutely.
Yeah.
And we'll get to the spell in just half a second, but this would have happened a little bit earlier. And yeah, I'd say Kev's got a phone. And you probably have
I think
it on
it's been
you.
established that Kevin has a
Yeah,
phone.
it's like the BlackBerry. It's specifically like the very waterproof version that they put out. It's like kind of the Rolex of phones they were marketing it as.
You can take it swimming.
It's prohibitively expensive, and you can take it swimming for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna call Daniel.
Work or home or like cell phone number.
Which would he be more likely to pick up? I guess. So I'll call his cell phone.
For sure, yeah. Or whatever the fuck the ring sound. It's like, yeah, what do you want, Kev? You don't usually message me at this number. Is it golf tonight again?
Hey, Daniel, yeah, it's me, Kevin. Trent got shot, so he's not gonna be in today. I hang up.
I mean, hey man, that's conflict resolution right there. That's solving your problems. Absolutely fair, yeah. So Amber's like, yeah, okay, good. It's I mean, Vern, you can probably miss out on work tonight. Yeah.
Yes, no,
Okay,
definitely.
yeah. I just don't know.
Call later and say if I've got an upset stomach.
I just called Daniel.
Oh, was it
everything sorted
something
out
you
with him.
ate? Was it something you ate, Vern?
No.
Cool stuff, man. I mean, obviously, I'm all for the vampire thing. I'm kind of
Yes.
your boss, honestly, but like, it's just funny. And like,
Yes.
Trent, look at him. Look at him.
I don't know what you want me to say.
Okay, it's fine.
He looks normal.
To his defense, he is also a wizard, it seems, which is cool. Obviously, the magic thing's never really been my bag. Blood magic and bone magic a little bit, I will say. I respect a good blood incantation.
All right.
Speaking of which, tell us about the spell. Tell us about what you're gonna need to do. It's probably gonna be on Kev and me to distract this fucker.
Yes, it seems like I'll have to draw some sort of runic circle around Vic with the crown on him. So we have to make sure he is
I could probably help with that.
paralyzed. All right, sure.
I don't know much about summoning circles or runic circles or anything, but if you need a big circle, I could always like put some chalk on the wheels of my bike and like make a physical chalk circle around it.
That is very fun and nifty, I will say. I do like that.
I do like that idea. Yes, it also depends where we are able to get Vic. Seems like we'll have to get him bound or paralyzed before we attempt this, which might be difficult.
A lot of these.
The spell itself is actually pretty easy. It's drawing the circle that's the hard part.
Yeah, it's more so getting Vic in one place, and then it seems like we'll definitely need to. I'll need some blood, and a bit of battery acid.
And you will need to be making physical contact with the crown is another thing that you can parse from these notes, which will be another fun little foible. So, I mean,
Which we do not have, right? Absolutely don't have it.
with the crown?
Yeah.
No, it's on Vic's head.
No.
Okay,
Which
yeah.
is, I mean, it's convenient that they're both in the same place, I guess.
Yeah, we do only have to worry about one thing, to be honest. Yeah, I think that Trent, you being on kind of point with Vern, and then, I mean, Vern can kind of stop you from being shot, hopefully. Although, I will... Vic really didn't seem to pay you much mind. And
Not at all.
And if Kev and I are there... Can I call you Kev, by the way? I'm sorry. Never mind. If Kevin and I are there, he'll probably be more focused on bam, bam,
Yeah.
bam.
His.
You know what?
I
Trent,
don't-
you can call me Kev.
Oh, thanks, Kev. Just back in the apartment. I don't know what it was, but I knew that the biggest target is what the Crown or Vic or whatever is controlling him. Always gonna go after the biggest target, and it's you and Kev. Like, that's it.
Yeah, I don't love it, to be sure. Yeah, I think we should get to the beach soon.
Yes, we might have to draw the circle in the sand, and
Yeah, we'll either have to like coax him out and get him like either into sand or onto like, I don't know, concrete if we can get chalk. I mean, we can get chalk easily, but or kind of go in there and hopefully we can set something up and just I mean, if it's tunnels, we might be able to lead him around a little bit. I really don't know. Issue though, Trent, you did get shot today. They don't usually let people who get shot out of the hospital real quick. So we might need to do a little bit of a and kind of get out of here.
I mean,
yeah,
no one's in the room now. Should we just?
that's a good idea.
You're
Before we go, I just want to ask.
Does anyone want to grab some medicine before we leave? Because they got medicine here.
I am low on morphine right now. No, Kevin. I don't think I'm gonna do that. Actually, that was a joke. Although
is there anything in this room that I can take?
There's a calendar with different dogs on it.
And I do say that out loud to myself.
There's a calendar with some different dogs on it.
I just want to canonize that every time I ask Max a question, I'll say about half of the time Kevin does say that out loud.
Now I will say, Trent, you are in a hospital gown and your underwear. Wait, Vern, have you looked in that, like, is there anything else in that duffel bag? Like, what did you bring with you? Is it like a night bag of yours?
It's got some accessories that may help us deal with Vic. If
accessories, like I could, wrap a scarf around my neck or something to make me look less like a patient. If you have a shirt, would be better.
I do think a scarf and a hospital gown is a fun new look.
It's more on the armaments side of things.
Amber is very quickly and very efficiently up from her chair, around the corner, and looking through this bag of yours, Vernon. Unless you try and stop her.
I don't.
Yeah, Amber is. She pulls out a Stanley thermos and just kind of shakes it and just looks at you, Vern, just like, Trent.
That's my coffee.
It's your coffee. You know what?
I've been have it spilled everywhere.
The thing is, Trent, you've had a rough morning. You could probably use a cup of Joe, yeah?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah,
I mean, I feel great, right? Like I feel.
Part of that one.
Hmm?
And I'm a hygienic person. I think that would be.
It's the washback. It's the washback that he's worried about.
Exactly.
Of course, yeah.
You wouldn't want my phlegm in there.
Yeah.
Well, I mean. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was about to say thermoses have like the screw on top becomes a cup.
So. But like it's the lips. You'd have to waterfall it. It's a whole thing. It's really arduous. And also, I don't know if you like decaf, and this is O positive blood vampire.
I thought we needed blood for the spell.
Oh, that'd be fire. Oh, Max had forgotten about that.
I believe the spell wanted a
You said bloodshed, right?
blood.
Yeah, we can shed blood on the circle
That's fun.
from the thermos.
That's interesting. I don't know how fresh this is.
I gotta say, there's only one fucking way to find out.
Yeah.
Now, when a spell, and this is me asking Max out of character, when a spell, like, you know, has requirements, is it like a legal document where you can, like, loophole it? Like...
I will say that I love magic being a little fucky. So if... Also, it's like poetry or whatever. Like, it's all about, like, the intent of the words or whatever the fuck. So if you can... If you... Like, if you, like, are kind of cutting some corners or, like, making some exceptions and you roll poorly, that might come into play. But if you roll quite well and you make good justification for why and what you are doing, I'm often going to let it slide. Because it's just more... It's more interesting. And this is Amber saying this to Kevin in-game, obviously. Answering the question that Kevin asked Amber.
And I would like to clarify that this is, in fact, why I brought the blood in the thermos.
Oh, that's selfless of you, Vern.
One of the ritual
Ah,
components, yes.
yeah. You're a good Samaritan, a truly good. Also, there are 2 guns in this bag, Vernon.
Oh shit!
Yes, one of them is.
They're really expensive, right? I mean, come on.
Yes, one of them is my own, which
What's that?
I got, and then the other I was given to by a friend.
Someone gave you a gun? Were they rich?
SMG.
Kev, guns are
They've
like.
got,
Hmm?
they've got connections. Don't worry.
First of all, that is an SMG. But also, Kev, like guns, like this is California. Guns are like. You can just go to, like, a gun store and buy... It's like, I mean, sure, it'll be, like, a paycheck, maybe, but, like, your paychecks must be unfathomable. I don't know. Guns are... I mean, especially... I mean,
okay,
like...
well,
oh, yeah,
I think
sure.
I know what they should cost, and it is famously easy to buy a gun in California, but let's just... I know what a gun costs. We all know what a gun costs. Let's just... To clear the air, let's just throw out a number.
Oh, are we talking like a submachine gun or a rifle, like in this bag, or just like a handgun?
Just like a pistol.
You know, like...
Based on GTA, like 200, 500 bucks.
Yeah, and that must be it, right?
Well, it's also $200 for a haircut in GTA.
That is very fair. It's also $10,000 for a T-shirt in GTA. So... But yeah, like probably a good few hundred. I don't buy guns terribly often. No,
so, like,
no,
what?
no. Did you buy
a car?
Did you buy a gun in a cheap apartment?
Does anyone know, like, an accountant that I could get into contact with? Because I think I might have spent, like, a bad amount of money on a gun. And so it was like, okay, I don't want to oversell it. It wasn't that much. It was that much. It was $20,000, and they took my ID.
Trent looks sad for Kevin.
Amber looks sad for Kevin.
Trent pulls out his wallet and just...
Where do you guys go, by the way, when you need a new ID? Like,
I don't have my wallet, never mind.
You don't have
real
your
easy
wallet.
come, real easy go.
I was gonna give him Mads' business card.
It's go to the DMV, but it is quite a lengthy process.
Yeah, like you got to fill out like date of birth and place of birth and
Really?
Yeah.
Well, there's a guy down by the high school who does mine, but he's not there half of the time.
Oh,
half
Steve?
the time I can't find his car.
You know, Steve does shoddy workmanship. His Xeroxing is usually at rough edges. If you want like a good fake ID, I can get you one.
Well, it depends on how much it costs, because I spent a bad amount of money on a handgun.
Yeah.
And
you know what? $20,000.
You know what? That would be... I'd need like a Rolodex or something to keep, because I go through IDs fairly often.
You shouldn't.
People keep taking them. Is the thing.
Kevin, what do you mean you go through IDs?
Well, like, you need a new one for every place you try to get into, because then the bouncer keeps it.
But do you still get in?
Well...
when he pays $20,000, apparently.
Kevin finds a way.
Yo, Kev, can you spot me some cash?
Depends how much.
Couple G's? You can scringe and scrump and that's a later date. There is a killer on the loose. Yeah. So, do we want to walk out of here, or do we want to try our kind of disappearing act?
Let's do the. Well, I can only disappear one person. I'm pretty sure.
If you are going to do the disappearing act, may I suggest that those who are not disappearing, exit
I can carry two
first,
people.
to not raise suspicion.
Yeah, if like maybe Vernon and I leave.
Yes.
And then we leave a note on the pillow.
I mean, I was gonna say,
like, obviously, I just don't want this to break bad for you, hun. Like, do you have a? I mean, again, this is like they have your, like, name and like I gave them like your details and shit. So like,
yeah,
they might think you're like skipping on the bill.
Well, does anyone have cash on them?
Only like $20,000 or $30,000. Yeah.
The philanthropist here.
Wait, Kev, you can like do that teleport thing, right? Can you grab me my wallet from my apartment?
Yep. I can do that. I don't think I need to roll if I'm
no,
not
like if you're just doing it by yourself, you can just so we're gonna cut to Kevin, you appear in Trent's apartment, door open. Thank you. One rat man dead on the floor. It's actually like 3 rat men dead on the floor. There's like a bit of a pool of blood in the middle of the floor. Again, like door wide open.
I think
the rat men died?
2 of them did, yeah. In the fight. Amber killed one at the beginning, and then one was died in the fray. There's a few rat men.
How's the smell?
It smells like blood. Like they're not starting to go off.
Man, it smells like blood in here.
That was this morning.
It was like 5 hours ago.
Yeah, like not even. And you see sitting on the love seat, asleep in a sunbeam, is a kind of tawny, I don't know if that's the word, colored cat. A cat that's got colors on it, like browns and gray.
I'm gonna close the door.
Creak slam.
All right. Wallet.
Ah, Trent should really oil that door. Kevin really goes through life like a fucking point-and-click RPG main character. Can't interact with that right now.
A cupboard. I remember when I had these.
I could use this cat later. Yeah.
Cat added to inventory.
Maltodextrin will remember that.
Now I'm gonna say that Trent did not ask you for clothes. But you do see folded neatly on the chair at the base of his bed, as Trent does every night before he goes to sleep, is some what do you think, like khakis, Vans, and like a nice polo.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, like a crisp polo.
Yeah. A nice fitting polo.
I'm gonna continue looking for the wallet.
And sitting on his probably like your bedside table. Trent feels like a kind of like not very organized guy, but someone who likes to know where his shit is. So I would say it's super fair that like his
wallet and keys always.
Wallet and keys. It's on his fucking bedside table or whatever the fuck. Yeah,
okay.
You find it. I'm gonna say without much issue. Do you do anything else while you're in his apartment?
Nope.
Nice.
Can't think of anything else.
and that's Kevin standing there staring at the wallet and keys for like a good half a second to be like, yeah, that's them, and he just grabs them and with another little spray of seafoam, and a little bit gets on you, Vern. It kind of feels like someone got vinegar on you. It's like ew. It's just kind of gross. Kev appears like right next to you, Trent, sitting up in your bed, wallet and keys in hand.
Oh, thanks. I'm gonna go pay the bill.
You're gonna just pay your hospital bill outright with whatever was in your wallet?
Well, I mean, I have a card.
You do have a credit card.
It has all my savings on it that I've been
what?
saving while working at Commander and Cheers.
Credit card?
What?
Oh boy.
You know, I've been
Kevin,
hearing
I
about
think
this.
we have to work on your personal finances once we
We'll get Mads. We'll get Mads.
My personal finances? They've never been.
How does this suit you guys? Now, I know we are in a very pressing situation, but we get a team together. Vern, you know business. Mads knows money. Trent knows style. I know combat. And we call it queer guy for the Kev man. Ain't it, deep queer
No, I think fear.
extreme Kev makeover. No. Love it or list it. Love it or list it. And we kind of like go through all of your failings one by one by one by one and rectify them.
That's a good one. Most of my failings are unfortunately not rectifiable.
That's a shame, but good for you for being aware of that. But also, Trent, how's this for that podcast you wanted to do?
I've got a good idea. How about we call it Holy Hell? Because it's like, we got like the people from like hell helping make over like the person from wherever.
Or like holy shit because he's kind of bad.
That's a good. I like
that's
that.
good. Yeah. Vern, you were gonna say something?
Yes. You mentioned earlier Queer Eye, but I think we should instead call it Fear Eye.
Oh, that's kind of scary. Oh, we can do that horror angle, yeah. See,
Yeah.
and also, Kev, by syndicating this is how we'll get your tens of thousands of dollars. Do you want me to walk you to the front desk there, Trent? Just so we can get a moment.
That'd be great.
Yeah. And you two kind of walk down these hospital hallways, and we'll jump back to what Kevin and Vern are doing in just a half a second. But it's getting steamy in there. And you go to the fucking I can't remember what it's called at a hospital, but the admissions desk or whatever the fuck. And there's just like a nurse sitting behind the desk, and she sees you two walk up, and as you two are like walking, she's like, "Yeah, I feel like after all this is through, now that you are and." Well, first of all, how are you doing? Like, really? And she's been kind of like a lot of bravado over the past kind of like hours or so. She looks tired and she looks pretty worn out and she looks kind of scared. And she's, just kind of like holding your hand or whatever the fuck. She's like, I'm glad that you're not dead, obviously. How are you doing right now? Because, like, I mean, this is kind of new. This is, like, I've been dealing with this shit for a really, really long time, Trent. And, like, I never wanted you to be caught up in all this bullshit, any more so than you might already be. But I gotta say, like, we should probably kind of not ground rules, like give out some like proper basic information for you, just stuff that would be really helpful for you to know to kind of be safe going forward, because once you're kind of in this shit, it sticks around and it sticks to you, really. And those guys in there, they're great, but I mean, I really don't want you to forget that you are in like a food chain now, baby. It's like you are no longer like peak. I mean, but you're no longer kind of top of the chain or whatever the fuck. There are things that are just stronger than you. You got to remember that Kevin couldn't be further than human. There are very few things that are less human than Kevin is, and you will never be able to know truly in any given situation what he wants or what he is thinking. And I mean that's kind of par for the course for the guy, but like you just like I want you to keep that in mind. And Vernon is like a killer. And you and I have kind of talked about this a little bit before. I know I'm not. My job isn't who I am, but it is also kind of literally what I am. And I appreciate that you've kind of met me where I am with that. But you are going to be in danger potentially for the rest of your life. And I want you to... I can take you somewhere else right now. I can take you back to your apartment, and I can say that I can make excuses for you, and you can opt out from this, because I really don't want you to be hurt by this. Because, I mean, like I've said before, our relationship doesn't really have to stop when you die, just kind of through the nature of how things are. But that doesn't mean I want to kind of get to that stage of things terribly quickly. I've been enjoying taking things a little bit slower with you, Trent.
If we were walking while this was happening, I'm gonna like stop and then like face her, hold her hands, and just be like, "I'm not going anywhere. You asked me how I was doing. I'm taking the good with the bad,
Quite literally, yeah.
Quite literally. I knew what I was getting into immediately after I met you.
Yeah, there was
but
Yeah.
If I wanted to back out, it would have been then.
Okay.
And I don't.
Yeah. Whew. Wow. I appreciate that, and obviously, I'm gonna do my best to make sure that you are safe. Now, let's go have a difficult conversation with a receptionist, and we're not gonna go through like all the rigmarole of you paying your fucking hospital bill. But in short, you get to the I can never remember what it's called. I've been racking my brain. But to the fucking desk, and the nurse behind it is like, hi.
Hi, Trent Cotry, I'm here to settle my bill. Room 301.
I'm gonna
Is
hit
card
you.
okay?
I mean, I would also like to see your medical services card for one, just for the.
Mm-hmm.
Can I? No, I mean, probably not.
Probably not what, sorry.
And she's just kind of like, she looks at her computer for a second, and she's kind of looks at you, and she's like, you were shot.
Yeah, and I recovered. You can do a full physical if you want. I'm fine. I'm perfectly fine to leave.
I mean, can I have just a minute, real quick? And she kind of like stands up and she pages a doctor. She's like, Doctor Sheen, Doctor Sheen to admissions, please. Doctor Sheen to admissions.
Put it on the list. Put it on the list.
That you fucking better. You fucking better. He's an NPC, or they are an NPC. Sorry, doctors. And kind of a short, rounded woman comes up to you, and she's like, "Hi."
I've already forgotten her name.
It's Doctor Sheen.
Sheen.
She's like, "Hi, I'm Doctor Sheen. I met you before. You probably don't remember that. How's it going, Trent? Can I And she's just kind of got like a stethoscope to your chest, and she's like checking some stuff. She's like, "How are you today?" Actually,
I feel great.
Do you now?
Yeah.
I mean, I will say that
Did some great work in there.
I aim to please. We didn't find a bullet in your chest, to be fair, so you're fine, and you are actively. I mean, you are allowed to write yourself, out. There will be, like your hospital bill or whatever the fuck that can be. She doesn't swear, and that can be mailed to you, or it can be, and she hands you. I don't know how much it would be. It is a lot of money, obviously.
Yeah.
And she's like, "This is yours. Do you have insurance?"
I think we were just getting to that with my Medicare card or whatever.
Yeah.
Medical services card.
Trent. I mean, call. Do you have a general practitioner? Like, do you have a family doctor? And what's the? Can I get your GP's name, please? Villainous.
God, I'm just trying to think because Cabaret is like very small.
It's a small town. There's probably not that many GPs.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, again, I don't want you guys to think that it's like a tiny fucking town. Like there is like a hospital for the area. But like, there's not tons of GPs.
Anthony Kubrick, Tony Kubrick is my general practitioner.
Oh, you go to Tony. Oh, great. Wow.
Family friend. So
I didn't know. Yeah, no, I didn't know he. I thought he was more of like a pediatrician. That's I didn't know that he kind of worked with people your age. Yeah, call. I mean, maybe check in with Tony for your further recovery period. Yeah, have a great day. Do you want, like, we've got pants. You don't have any clothing on you, do you? Like, we can give you just like, just not like scrubs, but we have like, just like basic pants and a shirt that you could wear if you like.
that'd be awesome. Thank you.
Just so you're not in like a gown. Yeah,
for sure.
Like, you check, take things easy. No heavy machinery. And try not to drink anything. Those painkillers of yours, that just doesn't mix well over the next 24 hours. But yeah, just take it slow. No high endurance sports or anything like that.
Of course.
I've got, of course, yeah, just basic stuff, just everyday stuff. You have a
like don't get involved with anything physically exhausting. Don't, just standard stuff. Don't be stressed. Don't be anxious. Just keep everything chill for the recovery period.
And
I got it.
Yeah, you got it. Yeah, you have a good day. You have a good day, Mr. Cotry. She's kind of like just kind of stands there for like a good few, and Amber's like, "Yep, have a good day. Thank you."
Thanks, Doc. And we both walk off.
Yeah. Yeah. So you're I'm gonna say that you probably have some insurance through your parents. So you're gonna have to like have a fun call with them.
Yeah.
Your parents are out of town right now. They are currently sailing down the Cape down towards Central America in the boat. But you kind of square things up. You're given some like pretty comfortable like pajama style clothing. We're gonna cut back. And this could be as long and as short as you guys want it. What were Kevin Vernon doing in the hospital room at that time?
I guess I want to see Vernon walking through Kevin on how to actually load and use a gun. Like obviously not shooting anything in the hospital, but like
So we have these we have these two men sitting on these like pretty uncomfortable hospital chairs. Now, Kevin, do you produce your gun?
no. I'm gonna just whichever ones he has. He has two, right?
So, I mean, we'll cut to this scene in media res. Kevin asking.
So the bullets go in here, and then these reusable, or
Pointing at the barrel of the gun. Musket style.
No, you have to put the ammunition into the chamber. I don't think this is the best place to show you. You know, just in case someone
Blinking
walks
security
in
camera.
now.
Blinking security camera in the corner of the room.
And I'm just now
Yes.
remembering that we canonically stated that Kevin is a good shooter. So I don't know if he just forgot how to load a gun, or if it's, probably the last time he was shooting was before the invention of the magazine-fed weapon.
Probably, yeah, I would say. Also, a good note from one of the people in the chat there. Also, shotguns, SMGs, and pistols all do reload quite differently.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, we have that fun, tense little scene between these friends, maybe. And Amber and Trent walk back in the room, yada yada yada. Grab all your stuff and you're heading outside. It's now about 5 p.m. Yummy, yummy dinner time. Where do the four of you go? So I was like, yeah, so we I guess we want to be heading to this beach. If we want battery acid, I mean, Vernon, you were saying that there were like a bunch of like cop cars. I don't know if the cops are still going to be there. Well, I mean, surely they went to investigate these other police officers dying, right? I mean, I wouldn't,
Yeah.
but I feel like, Kev, that's what a cop would do, right? That's kind of your thing.
Well, first of all, not really. Second of all, I'm sure they. How many cops are in this town, and how many of them were just killed?
There is kind of a floating number of sheriff's deputies that are in Cabaret most of the time. You don't probably have like a fixed number, but you do know that like a not insubstantial number of police died this morning on that
Right.
beach there, or last night on that beach there.
So yeah, I'm pretty sure that there's gonna be someone.
And Vernon, you
Fair.
did see some more heavily armored. I don't know if it would be SWAT or whatever, but like police vehicles on the kind of back roads late last night. So it's safe to assume that there may be some police presence on this beach. You don't know what it's going to look like today. You would have to kind of go there to find out. So as a group, and you can be deciding this like stuff like this outside of character, what is your kind of game plan going about this? Like, where are you going to be going? What are you going to be doing? And if you guys want, we can take like a kind of 5-minute break. I'm going to get myself some water, make me fix myself another drink. People at home, thank you very, very much for watching so far. This is far from the end, but we're just going to be taking a brief little hiatus. As per usual, there will be music on for a couple minutes for people to chillax to, and then I will take a little bit of time to kind of turn my seat around counselor style and talk to my little boys. And see how things are going. So we are filling up, draining out. I am muted, and I will. Oh my God, he's off. And we'll be back soon.
I can
I'd like to thank you all again quite a fucking bit for tuning in for this, what I do definitely know will be the final stream of the first arc of our fucking zany series Surf and Turf, specifically open season. I would like to thank, specifically like Logger Knight, Humadova, and Mighty Platy Bear hopped in for a little while there. A Slimy One. If you're watching in the background, thank you very much. In future, I think it would be very, very fun if we could have like an edited down version. I know there's like a lot of like downtime and a lot of like whatever the fuck. And I'm sorry that if the energy was a little bit lower than you were expecting it to be, but don't you fucking worry because things are going to be amping up considerably in the next little while. Now, thank you, Slimy. Thank you for the Frankersy, Slimy. Like I was saying, the music is going to cut off for a little bit because that's the only way that I can kind of, again, touch base with my players. So it'll be just a couple minutes, and then we're going to be back into things. Again, thank you all for sticking around.
I find to eat pizza on stream.
We're back. Hi everyone. We see our heroes standing in the kind of for like Cabaret, like I was saying, it's not a very big town, but like it's still pretty bustling, and it's like this hospital serves not only the town but like a lot of the surrounding rural areas. There are very few cars in this parking lot. There are like a handful of ambulances. Right near the front door, there is like a green motorcycle. There are like maybe a few like sedans or whatever, but it kind of mainly just from like the kind of estimation that you're getting, it's maybe only enough to serve the people working there. Not anything like, like fucking crazy or whatever. Just like, it's just like you'd think there would be more cars. Like you didn't know that hospitals had slow days, like really, and like it seems that they would, but it just kind of feels kind of quiet in Cabaret today. There isn't a lot of traffic out. It's a pretty calm day. There are like big, fluffy white clouds kind of are up in the sky up there, maybe with like one like more kind of storm cloud looking one. But it seldom rains in this part of the world, so not something that you're terribly worried about. But it's a pretty quiet day. It's around kind of 5-ish, maybe a little. What's going on, Reese? Just being sneaky, just thinking you can get something past me, huh? Pull the wool over my eyes. But yeah, it's a quiet day.
Trying to sneak some pizza, my guy.
Tell me you guys' order of operations, your PEM saw, if you will, as to what you guys are going to be doing. You know, parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, subtraction, addition.
Well, just the worst way you could have said.
Oh,
So I think we should do a little bait operation.
fishing
Beam
style.
switch.
Yeah, because you know Kevin would be great bait,
Yep.
and Trent is a normal enough person to not be like detectable from across the town, right?
Yep.
Yeah. That is like canonical, right? Because like I could like get up in personal and he just like flinched because he didn't expect me to be there.
Yep.
In the fight, yeah.
Okay, so yeah, I think we gotta lure him into a little circle, and then Trent comes up behind him and whacks him.
Yeah.
Yep.
At some point, we gotta get battery acid.
I will say that the battery acid doesn't seem to be necessary to the spell. It would just seem to be a weakness of this crown. And it seemed like something that would be probably pretty good at incapacitating him. But not something that you necessarily need. Like if you can like get him into this circle and do the spell, it seems you'd probably be able to do that anyways. Just battery acid seems like it would be helpful. I'm throwing out there just from like what Vern would probably be able to interpret from his notes.
Yes. From the calcium carbonate bone-like structure of the crown, acid would be very good at helping to dissolve that.
So you have what you're gonna do. Where do you guys plan on doing it?
Are we going to be able to lure him away from his little pipe there?
I mean, he came to my apartment.
Yeah, you're unsure. So there was a rat in your apartment first, Trent. So and there have often been rats showing up, maybe a little bit before Vic does. So it would be probably kind of if you guys want to roll an investigate a mystery to maybe kind of cement some of these things just from previous things that have happened to you, of course. You can still hear me, right, Trent?
Yep, all good.
So if you wanted to roll investigate a mystery to maybe confirm a couple questions that you have, that would be super fair. I will say that you don't know for sure if you'd be able to lure him out. Knowing where he is would be helpful with that. But it does seem that if he is aware of a very powerful being such as Amber or Kevin, he would go for them.
Right. Okay.
And you are not fully sure where he is right now. Kev, you know your teleportation ability pretty well. If you fucked up in the way that you did, it's not likely that he ended up in Greenland or something like that. He's definitely probably pretty close to where you ended up. The specifics are foreign to you, however. That much you do not know as of right now.
Yeah, I assume he's probably pretty close to the water treatment facility.
Yeah, it seems
I
like...
had a secondary idea.
Hit me with it.
If the summoning circle doesn't work... Now, hear me out. What if we got a lot of battery acid and just kind of lured him into a vat of it?
Into a vat of battery acid.
Now, I do like that idea.
I do also like that idea. I will say battery acid is kind of fucky to work with. But
yeah.
Another
also pretty
thing is...
thick, right? Like viscous.
His body kind of seems secondary to the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
If we could, I mean...
But the crown seems attached, so just like, thing.
Yeah, but we could also unattach his head from his body. And I will say that we should start getting a move on. However, he seems more active at night, even though, again, he did attack us early this morning, and we don't really know where he is right now, so we should start heading somewhere. God. Kevin, can you, call in... Do you have anybody nearby that you could call in resources from? I can maybe call us in a car, but it will kind of maybe put a little bit of heat on you guys. So it's an option, but there will be drawbacks to utilizing that, I will say.
I know Sailor, right? But he's not really a fighter so much as a
man in the truck. He did work with Vic, but he's not so combat oriented, but you've maybe been in a scrape with him before. and Amber's like, yeah, oh, by all means, if we want to have more people on this, that'll be good. But again, like, we should probably get them soon.
Yes.
Where would Sailor be right now? And you know that he is working at Commander in Cheers today, Vernon, because you know the schedule pretty solidly.
He is working today. I could, if you need me to, I could go to the store and pick up some battery acid while I'm there. I know we've got some lying around in the back.
I'm definitely, and I mean, I'm apprehensive to have us split up right now. I don't want any of us to be cornered by any of these rats or by Kev or by Vern. I mean, hey, I got my eye on you, fish boy. Yeah. Anyways, so if we're going there, we might, and I mean, if we want to split, I think we should at least have. We should never have Trent or Vern by themselves. One of them should probably be with one of us, Kev.
Well, we could always, you take Trent, I take, Vern.
That works for me. So, you two want to head to the store to maybe pick up some supplies and see if you can get Ramil to give us a ride.
Yes.
Trent, do you want to maybe scope out the beach? Like, what are you feeling like?
Yeah. Let's scope out the beach, and I'll grab my bike. Vern, don't forget to pick up, like, chalk, just in case we can't do it on the beach.
So,
How does one draw on the beach with chalk?
No, that's what I'm saying, Kevin.
the chalk is the backup plan.
The chalk is the backup plan?
Yeah, maybe like a couple tins of paint as well would be good.
Gotcha.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, yeah, we can. Your bike will just be at the apartment, yeah, hon. We can. Do you want to bike to the beach, or? I mean, my car is parked outside your apartment. I will say that.
We need the bike, though.
Okay, yeah, for sure. No, we can. We can work that out. All right, so team break. She puts her hand in the middle and then like doesn't want to touch Kevin. So she puts her hand at the bottom.
I think it's like Vern, Amber, me, Kevin.
Yeah, for sure. On 3, we'll say, let's not die. 1, 2, 3. Let's not die.
Let's not die.
Or whatever the equivalent of that would be for the current corporeal form that one finds themselves in. Let's go.
Amen.
Yeah, we'll deal with we'll do Vern and I want to try to get through these kind of quickly. So I'm gonna deal with you two boys going to Commander and Cheers General Store.
Are we close enough to Are we close enough? Like how close are? Could we? Is there a way that we could? Because like Angel Wings with someone else almost never works out exactly correctly.
You can always.
So I don't know if it's a.
I would say you could catch the bus.
Sure, let's just take the bus.
The bus is not a particularly frequent thing, but I'm not gonna you can catch the goddamn bus. It's there. It's convenient. You're taking Route 1 of probably 5 total bus routes, if that. In where the fuck is there it is. In good old Sunny Cabaret and we are there. You two take the bus. It leads you like kind of at the base of the hill. You walk up and you see the large sheet metal building on the looking over the ocean, looking over a bunch of the rest of the city. Again, there's not tons of cars in the parking lot. It's pretty empty today. It just seems like it's like we said it was that would make this a Wednesday, or that would make this a Thursday. It's like Thursday. It's Thursday night or evening, I guess. But it's around dinner time, so there's probably not a lot of people there. And you two, managerial style, go through the. I guess do you go into like the store? And what are you here to pick up? What are you here to do?
We need. You said you have battery acid around you somewhere. Oh, and Sailor.
Yes, I'd also be good to get some paint and make us a couple brushes.
Yeah, for sure. You guys saunter over to
an entire list.
Of course, in triplicate, just in case you left it. One in your wallet, one in your satchel, and one taped to Kev. You guys go to there's an auto section of the store, and I'm gonna say Commander and Cheers has a car battery on the shelf.
car battery.
You have a car battery, but paint you can totally get. There's like a variety packs of like drawing chalk to go on the ground. I will say that anything that they would reasonably have at this store that you could easily carry out in not that many bags, you can get. So you don't have to say everything now, but you can't just be like, oh, and I picked up 40 fucking feet of copper wire. But like anything that you would reasonably have grabbed, that you would have had prepared.
Like some lighters. Or
Absolutely, yeah. Like it is totally fair that you can kind of like heist a movie. We planned for this shit within reason. So you grab that. Daniel, or actually it would probably be Kenny walking the floor, and Kenny sees you too. He's like, oh, Vern, you're here early for your. That's not oh, you're here early for your shift, Vernon. That's new. I like the poncho, by the way. It's seasonal.
Thank
Kevin?
you. I'm actually not here my shift just yet.
Hey.
I'm to get some personal supplies actually.
And Kevin, as usual, it's nice to see you, and it's unexpected. Are you working today? Oh, and
Yep. Or you know, I'm popping in to run an errand.
You'll be around. Obviously. Now, Trent got
Not for that one.
Oh, okay. Trent got shot. I heard from Daniel loudly.
Oh yeah, he's fine.
But
But not enough to come into work. So he's okay. He's recovering. You know, bed rest, lots of medicines, smoothies, whole 9 yards.
hit me with
Got
a
a cast.
Hit me with a manipulate someone, Kevin. Because this might I'm trying to give more. I'm trying to have more roles and have more consequences for what you guys do.
Ken.
Goddamn, she's
All
like,
right.
yeah, that's. I mean, I'm glad that it's good. That you, or he. Sorry. Yeah, I'm glad that you're kind of keeping an eye out for him. If you're kind of chilling with him and making sure that he's okay. Like if you're not here, as usual, I don't know if I'll notice, and I won't let Daniel know that you guys popped in. He'll make a whole fucking scene. Mads was asking if you worked tonight, so you might want to go touch base with her downstairs. It might be about payroll. I'm not entirely sure.
Alright, yes, I should probably do that.
Yeah, but you know, Daniel's in his office right now talking to some salespeople, so just like go by quietly. It'll be fine. I can cover for you today, Kev. I'll fuck with pet goods, I guess. You know.
Yeah. Could be stocks.
For sure, man. Walking away. Absolutely
Killing.
walking away.
Yep. Okay.
You two head downstairs into the kind of in the darker, seedier basement and the warehouse area of Commander and Cheers, the mysterious space where the oddly shaped employees go about their strange and mysterious businesses. You do see Ramil is operating the power jack in your absence, Vernon, being very carefully about his corners, and he's currently stocking up on pencils or whatever on to the shelf down here. We got a big stock of office supplies in. Do you go to Ramel or do you go to Mads? I'm guessing. Yeah, I was gonna say either if you don't say what you're doing, Kev, I'll assume that you're shadowing Vernon. But if you're gonna be doing something else, let me know. And you are letting me know.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna go to Sailor.
Cool.
And I'm gonna go to Mad, so we're gonna split the party
Cool.
again.
Yeah. Oh God, we're dividing so quickly. We will deal with you real quick, Kev. So Ramel's like, oh, Kev, gosh, are you, he's not that polite. He's like, yeah, are you doing okay, Kevin? All the, from the, surfing accident that you had quite recently.
Yeah. Hey, Sailor. We're gonna go kill Vic again. Do you want to come, or we could probably use you? We got Kevin's. Sorry. Kevin's gonna go kill Vic, and we got Trent's girlfriends with us. Who
I mean
wanted to meet her.
It would be very nice to meet her, I will say. But if Kevin's gonna go kill Vic, I think Kevin's gonna need some help from his friends. And you are my friend, Kevin. I do want you to know that. I don't have a lot of them right now. I lost 2 of them yesterday. Here I am at work. Yeah, I think I could take some fucking time off, and put it.
Now, were his 2 friends 2 of the cops?
No, Kevin. I'm talking about Vic.
Sorry, I didn't think I was speaking.
No, again, you were. No, I'm talking about Teddy and Vic. Kev. Yeah, my truck's outside. Christ. Yeah, fuck it.
No, is that Teddy Inzer or the other one? Because we have too many.
That was Teddy the werewolf, friend of mine, Kev. And
Jeez, all right.
And Rammel
And
looks.
I am sorry.
Rammel looks tired. Is that the first time that Kev's apologized on this fucking show? Don't have time for that.
Gotta be.
Vernon, you go into Mads's dimly lit office, and you smell something, Vern. You smell. Now it's Mads must be just having her dinner because it smells like, oh, is it like risotto? You're getting like a real strong whiff of Italian food in this room, or specifically garlic, Vern, and it like you are kind of you are hit by a wave of it as you enter this room. And you also, as you cross the threshold of this room, and she's like, interesting, so you don't have to ask permission to enter this. Oh, I guess I would already given you permission further. Vernon Roberts.
Yes, with Madeline?
Now, Vernon, you always said you were from Delaware. That's right, yeah?
Yes.
What high school did you go to? You know what? Later, it's fine. Vernon?
I was homeschooled, just for the record.
And she just like writes something down. She just looks at you. She's wearing a crucifix around her neck. And she just kind of sits there and looks at you and is like, now, Vernon,
yes, man.
be wholly honest with me. Because I'm over it at this point, obviously.
Yes.
Am I safe around you? Are any of us safe around you? Just yes or no?
Yes.
I will say that you had many, many opportunities to kill me, Vern. You had many, many chances that you could have killed me, and you didn't. And I love a good social deduction game. That usually means that you are not sus.
Yes, I mean, I think most people in a grocery store and a warehouse would have many opportunities to injure other people if they so please. It was quite a...
And this is a second question, Vernon, and it's so wonderful that you brought this up, Vernon. Are most of the people in this warehouse vampires? Because at this point, I'm starting to really question that.
No.
No, not most? Okay, cool.
Not any of them. I don't know where you're getting this idea from. It's
Fuck me,
a
man.
little ridiculous, if I'm being honest.
Again. And she just holds up the crucifix at you. And she just holds it up at you. And she doesn't even wait to like see your reaction. She's like, we will have, you know, fuck it, are you busy? You're working tonight, right? We can have a long conversation about this. Just sit down.
Yes.
We will hash things out. No. I mean now, Vernon. We're having this conversation today, right now, okay?
Mads, I hate to go, but I do have some important business I need to attend to right now. It is some personal business.
And I'm gonna get another roll manipulate somebody on that one.
Yes, actually, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna stare dead in the eyes, and I'm gonna use my try to use my mental domination on her to tell her.
Okay.
Matt,
Okay. Yeah.
I am not a vampire, and you are very delusional.
Wow.
Christ. So he's
Wow.
that type of manager then.
So Vernon's just straight up gaslighting.
Jesus.
He's a gatekeeper girl boss.
No. I don't think so.
That's 7 plus 2, a 9. So I get to hold 1.
Yeah.
So you may spend your hold to give them an order. Regular people will follow your order, whatever it is. Hunters can choose whether or not they do. If they do, mark experience.
And like hunters, but that means like other, not Vic, like other PCs.
Yeah.
So she goes. It was a long night. That's fair. And I mean, like you didn't. Fuck. Okay, Vernon. That's fair.
Yes.
That's very fair. I don't appreciate being called delusional, I will say. And let's just go about our shifts like this didn't happen. Like I'm glad that the rat men, Vernon, didn't hurt you. But we'll go about things normally, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, just go back to whatever it was you're doing, and I'll go back to I'll go back to me. What I was doing before this. Yeah.
Alright, I'm glad that cleared things up. See you later.
Huh? Yeah, okay. And you head on out of Mad's office, and I'm gonna do my favorite little thing. And we just see the camera just kind of sit on her for a second, and she just looks still. She's just sitting there, just kind of looking off in the corner of her room. Not really looking at anything. Not really doing much. Like, she's not, like, catatonic, mind you, but she's just kind of out of it. The heroes of our campaign, ladies and gentlemen! So the three of you now kind of go outside. Rammel's pickup is there. He's got enough space for three people to fit in the cab kind of tightly. Who's in the middle? Who's in the middle?
Trent.
Trent's not here!
I'm not there.
Oh yeah. I just automatically think Trent.
Who does?
Yeah, phenomenal. And I'm guessing that you guys start driving towards the water treatment plant?
Yes.
Yeah, Rammel's like, I've got some magical stuff in the back of my truck if I need to do anything, and I've got enough on me, and he pulls out a satchel. I've got enough on me to do my spells and shit. I'd rather Vic go down painlessly, but I really don't think that I think that ship sailed a long time ago. So
Hey, on the bright side, I'm not even sure you can feel pain anymore.
Thanks, man. Thank you, Vernon. Thank you, Vernon, very much.
No worries.
Is there anything, as you guys are driving off, is there anything, like, you need to know about, Vic? And I will give you guys one investigate a mystery between the two of you. Like, one hold on investigate a mystery, just like you would just be able to get this information from,
Okay.
Randall. So yeah, what question do you guys go with?
Do we already know what can hurt it, sort of? Like, I don't know if we need to...
You don't know you don't know what information he would be able to give you, I will say. I will say that
I'm
if
just
you...
talking about, like, information that we already have.
If
like...
you ask that, you will gain... For any of these questions, you will gain new information, I will say.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would ask either that or what sort of creature is it. What do you think, Chris?
I do like...
I mean, I don't know how...
I think that's...
Okay, sure.
So, like, you know, you're just kind of asking, like, what is this whole situation or whatever. And as you're kind of driving off, and I'm going to cut the Cheers music because you're no longer there. As you're kind of driving off down this road down towards the beach, he's like, I never got a really good look at the crown. He was kind of protective about it because, you know, it was his thing. Like, never, not like a fucking dragon sickness, the Hobbit bullshit or whatever. What was their thing? The Ring. But I've not read it. But I got curious, and I checked it one night when he was staying over at mine after he had been hunting some, like, green slime thing. Like, it had been, like, a long thing, and he was super worn out, and he was doing this spell, and it was not magic it wasn't my style of magic, it was a different thing. To remove his crown, and it was kind of grabby when it was coming off of his head. If you've ever taken on like an old house, you know, the weird kind of markings that vines and shit can leave on siding. It was kind of like that. It was really grabby on his head. Whatever this is, it's like natural, and it's, you know, but that crown is, I think, definitely aware. I don't think it was an accident that Vic got it. He was always different when he put the crown on. He would always be more, I don't know, direct about some things. That's kind of why we didn't really go on the hunts with him. He always just kind of acted like we were slowing him down. Like, never anything, like, shitty, but it was pretty clearly making him more than he was. And some nights when I saw him, like, there were a couple nights where he, like, bagged, like a shit ton of vampires that were trying to kill some guy or whatever. And when he got big gets like that, he would just ping pong through them. Like, he would get one, get another one, and the more he did, the better he got. And that was kind of cumulative. So, yes. I mean, fuck, man, I don't know. the specifics. Again, this is all kind of, it's very different than the stuff that I normally practice. I'm a real kind of old school by the book sorcerer. But whatever it is alive, and it is life. Like, it is growing somehow. And that's bad. Woo! And we're gonna cut on over to Amber, and I'm gonna say that you two are able to. I don't want to futz around with too much, but you are able to get to your apartment in like the wash of dirt. You see the scene that Vic left over, that Kevin saw last time. You're able to like grab clothing. You're able to grab like your hockey stick or whatever the fuck, and your bike is there. Are you doing anything else while you're here? The Amber's kind of gone over to pet the cat. Can you? No, actually, it's fine. It's all good. Hit me with it.
I was gonna say, like, all I really needed was like my bike, so I feel like we would have headed there early.
For sure. Yeah.
If we arrived before, I probably would have like tried to do some investigating, like, anything to help, kind of thing.
That makes.
Or even like scouting out the area.
That makes sense. I'm just checking something in my freaking notes. Forgive me. There it is. Tome of Mystery. So I like having you guys' playbooks on.
I think what I'm most looking for is the best place to perform this spell and like circle. Away from prying eyes, but open enough that we can make a big circle.
Sorry, I got lost in my notes for a second there. So you guys kind of bike, and I will say that you will definitely get there in good time, and I'll set the scene, and then you can run me through what you're going to be doing while you were here. And let me hit you with that. No. Yeah, there it is. You crest over this beach, and I'm gonna kick this on as well. Sorry, so many things to keep in mind here, folks. You crest over to this beach, and you see this outlet pipe going out into the water. You see this treatment plant, and you see a ton of bodies on the ground there. And you see a ton of tire tracks in the sand. This beach is dead. There is like police tape up across the edge of it. And it's fucking weird that they just left these bodies on the beach here, but this place is completely dead. There are, like I was saying, a lot of tire marks from things having driven away, but there is nothing. There is one cop car down on the beach that, like, this was from, like, seemingly the previous order of things, and sitting on the hood of it is one of those rat men. And it's just kind of like, it's like the hood is popped open and it's like sitting kind of like digging through the engine block. You are like well far away up on this hill. And what are you and Amber kind of planning on doing? Also, Amber's just like riding up the fucking back of your bike. Actually, no, she's probably keeping time with you running, honestly. Yeah.
I thought it would be really cute and just like sitting on the back, kind of like.
You probably did that for a while, and then it got really uncomfortable for her, like just because sitting on the back of a bike sucks. When you can just sprint, she's like, I'm gonna probably try to I'm gonna try to keep some of my energy for this like fight. So I'm gonna be chilling here. Oh, that's one of the guys.
That's a rat man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you see it kind of sniffing the wind a little bit, but then it's just like back to digging through this fucking the engine block of this car, of this like cop car again.
Well, we know the ratmen are the scouts. Do we want to try and take it? I don't want to say hostage, but maybe it'll lure whoever Vic out. Even not even like to protect its life, just because it'll know where we are.
Yeah, I can probably take this thing by surprise. Again, it's on sand. That's something I can probably pretty easily work with. Do you want me to go do that now, or do you want to look around a little bit before kind of like investigate the mystery a little bit?
Definitely want to look around before.
Yeah, you can call that. I think we can call that read a bad situation. Would probably be the so that's plus sharp.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Not the sharpest tool in the shed.
You know what?
This
Trent
boy.
Take a 10. She's helping you out.
Oh.
That is true.
Yeah.
Well, no, I still have to roll, right?
She's using your help out move, man.
So she automatically rolls a 10 for helping out.
Oh, so okay, cool. So no matter what, you get a +1. Yeah.
+1?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, so it's a 0 then, my modifier.
Nice.
That is a 9.
Your sharp's -1? Oh yeah, cool. All right, hold 1. Ask one of the following questions. What's my best way in? What's my best way out? Are there any dangers we haven't noticed? What's the biggest threat? What's most vulnerable to me? What's the best way to protect the victims? And if you act on the answers, you get a +1 ongoing while the information is relevant.
Oh my.
Yeah?
What's the biggest threat? Not in a danger sense, but in like what could go wrong for this plan to like be exposed or to like run into a bad thing?
If you can't get Vic where you want him, it is going to be a very dangerous situation to be in for like all of you. He is getting stronger. He is like already like he was already having a pretty easy time fending off both Kev and Amber. To be fair, in an unideal situation for you guys are kind of trying to spring this on him a little bit more so. But like Vic is a wild card. You don't know specifically where he is. You're pretty sure that he's here. But he is definitely like very dangerous. And as you're kind of looking around and with her helping you out with this one, Amber just kind of like is kind of shimmying around, like, you know, if you've ever been in like in a room where there's like a bit of like a cold spot and you're kind of like shimmying around to try to find it or whatever. She's just kind of like walking around. She's like, there's something weird like down there, and usually down there is something that I'm really good at grokking what it is. This is strange. I will say,
do you think it's the same thing Kevin was talking about?
It kind of feels like it, yeah. There's definitely a lot of ground. There's a lot of underground like shit around here. There's a ton of caves and tunnels underneath Cabaret. I showed you that chart. Remember that graph? Of like the kind of like the cave and ground density based on like ancient lava flow and like water erosion. That's like we're really in like a hot spot for that. But I've got a bit of a blind spot down there. Kind of here. A bit. And I could go down there to see what's going on, but again, I don't want to draw tons of attention to ourselves. No. But this is part of your fucking investigative mystery, read about situation.
Yeah.
So yeah, yeah, that's the biggest threat is like the unknowns in this situation right now, and like kind of marshaling those into your plan. Yeah.
Are there any tunnels that form a circle leading from the waste treatment plant?
Yeah, there's one that doubles back on itself. There's like it opens up a little bit at the end, but there's one that you can like there's an entrance and an exit in the same tunnel. I would say that's something that is definitely there.
I'm just going to detail this plan to Amber right now.
Yeah.
So, circular tunnel, if we can, you know, as a backup, like third backup, apparently, make the summoning circle out of the circular tunnel. And if you could, I don't know, force him into the middle of, like through the wall with, like, kind of earth.
Doable. Very doable.
Yeah, yeah.
But, again...
I don't want to say earth bending,
no, but yeah, no, it's, again, I mean, we're... When you consume pop culture media, it'll just come... It's like when we were watching Seinfeld together, everything... Like, when you're holding a Seinfeld, everything looks like a nail. So, like, I mean, we're on, like, Book 2 Earth right now. In our rewatch together, I'm stating to you, and you know this, we're world building. So it'll come up, and I completely understand it. It's not, again, not all I do, but it's a big part of what I do. Yeah, absolutely. So that's possible. Do you want me to go ice or grab this rat now?
I'm gonna wait for like any sign of these showing up. Like as soon as I see like the truck, I'll give her the signal to like take it and grab it.
You guys in the truck see down the road, kind of leaning on their bike, Stranger Things style, Amber and Trent just kind of standing on this kind of ridge. And you guys are also kind of perplexed as to how fucking few cops there are. Now I'm gonna say Rammel is not gonna talk a lot in this interaction unless he has very specific shit to say, just because I'm juggling a lot of NPCs.
Yes.
Yeah. Also, Amber can obviously make decisions on her own. It's just very convenient for this game if she just kind of like does point, if the NPCs take point with what you guys want them to be doing right now. Yeah. So, Amber just kind of like looks over at the rat and looks at you, and just kind of like goes like, yeah, cool. And she just kind of like, dives into the ground a little bit, and appears behind this rat. But as soon as she dives in the ground, and as soon as she does that, the rat just kind of looks over, and just kind of like keeps sniffing. And she appears now in front of him, and they seem to be conversing. Like she kind of like goes to like, deck him in the face, and it's a little bit too far away, but they appear to just be talking. And there's like, it's a little, so you're not entirely sure what's going on. And you three pull up in the truck, and you see Trent here, and you see down the beach Amber is with one of these rat beings. What are you three guys fucking doing?
We gotta get out and unload the truck.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just start getting shit out of the bed for sure. You get all the miscellaneous stuff that you got. There's chalk, there's paint, there's whatever. There's other, And then Amber just kind of like, yeah, for sure.
I'll take my, I'll take the shotgun and I'll be nice, hey. Hey, Kevin, if you want, you can have the, would you like to use the SMG?
Well, why not?
Kevin has two guns, ladies and gentlemen. Kevin has two guns.
Kevin, Surf and Turf, is this episode 5 or 4?
5. Episode
5. Kevin gets another gun.
And Amber is walking up the hill, kind of holding this rat by the scruff of its jacket. And it is wearing, the rest of them were just kind of wearing like hoodies and like pants and like whatever stuff that they had scrounged since you last saw them, Vernon. This one is wearing like a lot of scrounged stuff. And it's got its hands like kind of like up at its sides like that. And it's just kind of like sniffing around a little bit. And it's just kind of looking at all of you in turn. And it's looking at you, Kevin, for like a good long while. And then it looks at you, Vernon, and it smiles. And then the rat kind of like, she kind of puts it down on the ground. She's like, this one talks, which is cool. And the rat just kind of goes, you, vampire. You.
Yes.
And he's right up in your face, and he's just smelling you. He's like, you smell like him. The one down there in the water. The wrong one.
Interesting. Now.
And he just kind of like keeps smelling. He's like, it's good. That's good. I gotta taste
Making shifty eyes at Amber.
And she's like,
all right. I mean, enough of this shenanigans.
And she's got her sword out as well. He's like,
where is Vic?
The hunter?
Your master, yes.
The hunter is not my master. The crown tells my family what to do.
All right.
Down.
Enough semantics.
Beneath.
Where is he?
In the tunnels.
In the tunnels. All right.
Fighting.
Who's he fighting?
Who?
The angel.
Which angel?
The gray fellow.
Oh.
Kev, do you know anything?
Oh shit.
Yeah,
that's remember the guy I was talking about earlier? Sphyryn? Is that how you pronounce that?
That's how Kevin pronounces it. I gotta look at the fucking spelling again. Give me the spelling on that one.
Sphryn.
It's Sphyryn.
Sphyryn?
Yeah.
Sphyryn?
He's like, yeah, boring fight. Didn't care to. The other ones are napping. Didn't care to watch it myself.
I have to go. I guess.
The more the
we
merrier.
should
Let's
stick to
all
the
get
plan.
down there.
But
Yes, we should also make the circle. Are we gonna? Because we want to have the circle prepared, right?
yeah, is that happening at the mouth of the pipe kind of thing? I mean, there's water coming out of there.
They're deep down in there.
Well,
All right. Anyone got any
bring-
good
bring
circle
the
drawing
paint.
ideas?
I want to detail my plan that I detailed to Amber and like just kind of clue them in on like, hey, we can do this. This is an option.
Yeah, it would be a bit of like a flat-sided circle, but there's a space that you could create a total complete thing. So that's like definitely an option that you could do. I'm gonna say that it would take probably upwards of 40 minutes to make a circle that big with like kind of like the characters or whatever, but it's something that you could do. And this rat's is kind of like, what are you gonna kill me?
That depends. Tell me, why do you follow the crown?
Why don't you go out during the daytime?
See.
It's what happens. I don't follow the crown. It leads me towards things that smell good.
I see.
I'm not so.
Yeah, I think this guy's all right.
Thank you, my angelic friend. Some of my family aren't so open-minded as myself. They're focused on the small picture.
And what are you focused on?
Yeah, I like getting stuff. I like being alive. What do you want? What do you want from me? I like eating good stuff. I like fitting through small spaces.
I'm starting to feel like this is a waste of time.
Yes, no, definitely very
My
much.
boss is going to kill me if I
kill
don't
him if we want,
do
but
something.
we can also not kill him. I'm pretty impartial.
I'm pretty impartial to the rat. I was just wondering if we could get his family or whatever to help us make the circle, even just like paint it.
No.
No?
They'll see what.
Why not?
They'll see what you're doing in a fucking second, man. They don't like going to. They don't like the crown not being on the boy. I say I like the crown being off the boy. I could help you get the crown off the boy.
You'd help us get the crown off the boy?
I'd rather not die, and you guys seem ready to fucking kill me.
That is true.
So, and
Yes.
like, what would you do with the crown afterwards? And also, what would you do with the boy? And Ram was like, we would bury him. We would bury him in a grave, like normal people do. And this rat's like, well, I mean, to each their own. But what's gonna happen to that crown, though?
You know what? We'll see what happens to the crown afterwards.
I will
So,
say,
you're
maybe
willing to
we'll
help.
find someone.
If
Maybe
you
we'll
help us,
find someone
we
to
may
give
be
it to.
willing to give you the crown.
I might be willing to tell you about the grove then.
A lot of big promises happening here.
Yeah.
Vern.
All right. If you help us defeat the boy, we will give you the crown.
Sounds like a deal to me. And he puts out a horrific little rat-like paw to you, Vernon.
All right.
And Amber's just looking from Kev to Trent, back to Kev. Yeah.
Vern, we can't give him the crown.
A handshake deal's a handshake deal.
Business is business, kid. What can I say? I extend an equally horrifying vampiric hand.
And they
I just
shake.
want to make it explicitly clear that I am in no way involved in this deal between Vernon and this gentleman.
That's quite all right, but it's still a deal struck. And so you're Vernon then. That means that you're Kevin, you're Trent, and this is Ramil and Amber.
Great, so we all know each other. Let's get down there. We really gotta get on this.
Well,
Wait, what's this
If you
grove
are-
you were talking about?
yes.
It's
God, it's a lot of questions.
you know when someone pisses in a pool and you can tell. It's
Not
kind of
exactly that.
it's kind of like that, but a location. It's trees and calm and rest and nest and good, and it's safe for me and for mine and for my own, for my dad and my mother and my brothers and my sisters and my son.
Okay, this isn't going anywhere.
All right,
All
let's
right,
get
come
a
on.
move on.
It's
I am
quite
going to
possible
get
that I am
turned
stalling
back
you.
into a fish, and I've said too much.
I think very much you are. All right. We are. Yes, we are. Heading over.
Taking your gear into this, and you are at the mouth of this pipe, and I'm gonna cut
Yeah.
over to my pipe image.
Pipe picture.
Pipe picture. Heading on over to pipe picture, and I will say that this rat being is walking in step with you, Vernon, and it's carrying its own little bag. It's got a little rucksack that's kind of holding close to its chest. It's like I will say, Vernon, I do like you quite a bit. I will say that you are. I'm glad to meet another man of business and a man of dealing.
Yes.
Brent is scowling at Vernon.
That's a strong term, but I respect you.
What's so bad, Trent? I thought you would be happy to be going to see a good friend of yours.
Don't talk to me.
Yeah?
You know what? I take it back. I don't like this guy.
Kevin?
Oh, I'm back on.
Yeah.
Back on board.
That's enough talk. Let's go.
And you are all and that shuts this. I love. Yeah, never mind. It's fine. Yeah. And you are heading down this dark pipe, kind of like feeling your way. Who is kind of what's the kind of marching order in this? Because you can probably walk 2 or 3 abreast. What's the kind of going rate?
With Amber, obviously.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Sailor's got to be taking up the back.
Yeah.
Uh,
I guess I'll be
Trent and
with
Amber
that.
may be sort of in the middle.
Yeah. And Vernon, do you want to be up front with this rat, kind of guiding you guys through these tunnels?
Yeah.
Yeah, and you walk along, and you come across that little side passageway that you saw before Kevin, and the rat just kind of gestures down there. It's like, this is the way down to the Grove eventually. Is that where you would like to be going, or would you like to be going somewhere else first?
I think we have some other business to attend to first.
Sounds great to me. I'll let you take point on it then. Just, I'll be here if you want to be led down to the Grove. And he just kind of sits on his digging through his bag.
All right.
So you guys head down further down this kind of pipeway, and you see where it kind of enters the wastewater plant. And I'm saying that things are kind of this is not there's water coming out of here, but not tons right now because shifts or whatever. There's no one working there right now. People are having sewage block up. All the little markers on the map and city star lines have gone green. And you guys see a more raw hewn tunnel that leads around and off to the right. And it looks pretty long, and if you guys are walking it, you see that it could make a pretty satisfactory circle. If you it's more of the shape of a D than a full circle, but it's it's a large space that you could do this in. And Ramil is like, so what's the game plan there, guys? I'm raring to go. I can do my magical stuff. Vern, you seem to be the one aware of this spell. What's the go-to? I'll let you guys take point on this.
Yeah,
And is Trent hiding somewhere for this?
I'm gonna help make the circle if need be. Otherwise, staying back, laying low.
All right, and so Amber kind of looks at you, Kevin's like, do you want to go see if we can lead Vic here? Within... I'm gonna say with 3 people working on this under the Vern's direction, it could take probably if you do it quickly, you could probably do it in 15 minutes. If you do it maybe even 10, because Ramil has done this type of stuff before. But if you want to be real careful about it, more 25. Up to you guys.
Is the rat helping?
You left the rat by the entrance to the grove. He could be. You'd have to ask him.
Yeah, just kind of you're already getting the crown. Come help us with this thing. That would be the general line of.
That sounds doable to me. I can write characters quite well. I have Sharpies of all sorts in my bag.
All right. Well, here, I'll do that one better. We got paint.
I do like paint. Is it lead based?
No, I'm afraid though that stuff's a little harder to obtain nowadays.
But so delicious, Vernon. Oh, anyways, I'm holding up business, of course, not on purpose to distract you from anything going on. Just my own little.
Friends already started working.
Oh, I know you were on the other side of this circle for sure. Yeah. I'm gonna need Vernon. You're gonna get I'm gonna say use magic, for making this circle, and I'm gonna give you a +1 to this one, just based on all these other people helping you, and also mainly the people helping you is cutting down the time, but it's still you're micromanaging and doing your job as a manager to make sure that they're not fucking up all their work. So give me a use magic roll right now for making this circle.
Oh ho ho! Heckin' spicy. An 11 plus 3 plus 1.
Hell yeah, man. Oh fuck yeah. That's the is that
Wow.
is that the first fucking 15 that we've rolled in this game?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
So you guys make very careful work. Kevin, not Kevin, you, Vernon, more so kind of like guiding people. Ramil making these very intricate, very small, but very like long scripted, and you're mainly doing this on the walls just because the ground is a little bit wet in paint, in whatever the fuck you can. This rat is just kind of being is like taking your advice and like, you know, like writing down the things. Like you probably like go back and check his work a fair few times.
Yeah.
But he's like writing things out. Trent.
I'm doing the super simple stuff, but
Yeah.
there's probably like a lot of
You're just doing like the filler lines, like the shit in between.
Yep.
It's basically like doing the bar staff on a fucking music sheet. Basically, you're just you're filling stuff in. And I'm gonna say that Vernon, for like, you don't know how much experience this rat has with like doing magic, but like from two probably experienced and two pretty experienced people, this is a very proficient circle. And you've done a pretty fucking good job on this one.
What can I say? I'm a good manager.
And the rat just kind of is like rubbing its hands together. It's like, this is quite good, I will say, and does feel nice to be in.
Well,
And in my opinion, this will work to knock the crown off the boy's head.
all right. Well, I'm glad we have your opinion.
Of
Now
course.
we should probably head in and see if we can assist Trent and Amber in any way.
And Kevin and Amber, I'm gonna say that probably like close to the end of the situation, just so you didn't have them like kind of blowing their wad early. And maybe you like took this rat with you to guide you down there. And Amber's like, Kevin, this is obviously not ideal. You and I being here, like, and working here together, but I just want to say that like I appreciate the help you've been doing me. But this is not going to be a regular thing. I want you to know that. This cannot be a regular thing for either of our sakes. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Right? Like, yeah.
I mean, my boss probably isn't going to be super happy about this methodology. Do we trust the rat guy?
You can trust me.
Oh, he's still here?
Also, I mean, I just feel like introductions never happened, and that feels quite rude. And Ember's like, yeah, I mean, we don't know. Do you have a name? He's like, oh, what is a name? In short, no. We are named for what we are best at. You met my brother, who is particularly good at firing off pistols, and we call him Pistols. He shot you, I believe, and young Trent.
Yeah, twice.
Yeah,
I'm just fuming.
No,
Two
you're not
separate
here for this one. This is
I'm not there, but I can feel
Oh
it.
yeah, oh of course, yeah. I myself, I'm more of a knife guy. I'm particularly good at attacking people from behind. So I've got a cute little nickname.
This is the kind of shit I'm talking about, right?
I've got a cute little nickname. I was saying that would illuminate how what I'm good at. They call me
what is it?
Backstabber. It's
Backstabber,
cute.
alright.
It's my
enough. Alright.
thing. And Amber,
Now that almost seems too on the nose.
wouldn't it? And
I'm
what
going
a
back to trusting him.
and what a nose I've got. Oh, the smells.
I'm not talking to you,
No.
backstabber.
Thank you. And Amber's like, yeah, Backstabber, just lead us to this fucking grove, obviously. And she's now in like full demonic form, you know, still a humanoid figure, but made out of like this like jet dark, compressed like moving clay with just these these antlers sticking out of her head and this deer's skull or some like ancient deer-like thing. I'm guessing Kevin's got his full armor and trident out, and Backstabber is walking backwards down these like rough-hewn stairs, being like, I must say I enjoy the armor. Perhaps we could commit a bit of a trade. I do have a considerable boon from the police that were leaving their things on the beach earlier.
Interesting.
What is that?
Kevlar vest.
I could not trade you this, even if I wanted to. But thank you for the offer, I guess.
And he leads you like down these like twisting and winding and like circling back on themselves tunnels until eventually you get to a tight, low passageway. He says, "This is one that one might have to crawl through. Sort of a rat hole, if you will." And Amber's like, "No." And she just kind of lifts her hand up, and the passageway splits in half, and it is a hallway. It's like, I'm not going to be doing this terribly often, but Backstabber, I swear to God, if your name is that, and you literally do that, it's the end. For real. Post-death, it's the end for you. Kevin, can you also confirm that this guy's soul's going nowhere?
Yeah, I'll put some paperwork through.
Yeah, we'll put some stank on it, man. And he's like, "Oh, I don't plan on dying today, and you folks, I'm sure, will come out of this on top." And he he keeps leading. I didn't know what this guy's voice was going into this.
Yeah.
I've hit upon it. I found it, yeah. And he leads you down, and Kevin, you feel, how can I put, you feel, you feel a whole lot of things at once. You feel, like, charged by this place you are in. It is very clearly holy, it is very clearly, sacramented, it is very clearly powerful, but it is alien to what you are. It is not the power of the cool deep, nor it is a power of the accursed deep, the crushing hot rock beneath the earth. And Amber is kind of feeling this too. She looks a little bit more uncomfortable than you do, because this is a holy place. This is a palpable place, and she just kind of keeps looking at you. She's like, "This is bad and weird, right? And I don't like this little rat man even a little bit." But you also feel the call. You feel you hear the sound of the trumpeters leading you to war, and you feel charged to enter the fray with your comrades. And I'm gonna say heal 1 HP for being near your archangel while they are in kind of a battle form, I guess.
Gotcha.
And you keep going down around these like twisty, like windy corridors, and you eventually hear combat in the distance. You hear the occasional gunfire, and as you've been going through, you occasionally see in little cubby holes and little like side warrens in this like real like. Also, it doesn't smell very good down here. This is a, like, rat's nest down here, literally. You see the occasional rat just kind of, like, eyes peering out from the distance, and they see Backstabber leading you, and they just kind of retreat into the shadows a little bit. And then you see a faint white light in the distance. And as you're going around these winding corridors, you are suddenly in a much larger cave than you've been in today. I won't speak to what caves you've been in before. But you are... where is my images? And you are in the cave opens up, and you are in a small new forest. There are white and black trees poking out of an earthen ground, and littering the space around you are bodies. You see vampires dead on the ground. You see like a couple like dead hikers or whatever. You see a ton of weaponry. You see a fair bit of stuff pinched from these cops. And standing in the middle of this kind of clearing, and like the trees aren't quite as big as pictured here, they're more kind of sapling style. You see Vic, and Vic looks fucked up. He has puncture wounds over his entire body. Much of his like combat jacket and hunting gear is torn to shreds. And locked in combat with him, you see your archangel with his tall tower shield, with his long hooked harpoon-like spear, and he's just like wailing on Vic, and Vic is just like moving even faster than you saw him before. And as you're looking at him, he looks palpably inhuman. He is perhaps like standing a little bit taller than he was before. Maybe his knees are angled a little bit more backwards than you remember them being. There is sinew like coursing through the many, many wounds on his body, and it is black, and it is brackish moving through his body. And you smell something like it is the briniest, saltiest, most acrid smell you've maybe ever smelled before, and it smells like the deepest, darkest, blackest water you've ever encountered, and you've been there before. Not here, but you've been the deepest you can go, further than any submarine can dive, further than any human could imagine the ocean could go, because it goes leagues and leagues further than that, and this is different. And as you enter, instinctually, your archangel looks up, and he's not, yours specifically, but like in this situation, he is your commanding officer. That is just how you are wired. He looks at you, and he sees you standing side by side with Amber, and then Vic closes the gap, and Vic slices fully across his throat, and just a spray of ocean water comes out, and he just looks at you, and he falls. And he just starts just fully dissolving into sea foam. And Vic falls to his knees, and he lets out the first noise that you have heard him utter in this form post-death. It is a gurgling, terrifyingly loud yell coming from deep, deep, deep within his now ruined body. And you just feel a wave of light exit Spheryl's body as you see an angel die. And Kevin, you are weeping. You are not incapacitated by this. You are still on your feet, but you cannot help but cry, because seeing an angel die sucks. It is one of the most heart-wrenching things a living or unliving creature can see. And you are stood there, and Vic is just on his knees, just convulsing violently after this monumental blow dealt to his enemy. And then his head just snaps right, and he stands up to look at you two. And he just, he drops his gun to the ground, just kind of casts it aside, and he pulls out this wicked, wicked knife, and he just starts walking towards you guys. And as he's walking, you see the musculature in his body begin to change, begin to alter. He becomes steelier. His eyes, once a calm, kind of hazily color, are just becoming bone white. All sense of humanity completely gone from his face as he is walking towards you incredibly purposefully and slowly speeding up as he seems to be just dealing with this palpable energy coursing through his body. And Amber pulls out her sword and just kind of looks at you and is like, "Are we fucking doing this, man?"
I'm going to have we canonized specifically what gun I'm holding? Like, is it an Uzi? Like
I know I edited the drawing with a P90.
I think that it's
right.
a busted and old P90. That's definitely got some fucking. It was a gang weapon, so it's a little modded up. It's maybe like gold or whatever the fuck, like spray painted. And you have a P90 in one hand and a spear in the other, or a trident. I apologize.
Yeah, I'm just gonna unload this this SMG at Vic. Just open fire on him.
For sure. I'm gonna do act under pressure. Because I don't think that's gonna be kick some ass just yet.
Uh, 11.
Fuck me. Okay. You just you snap the whatever the fuck back, and you just unload this clip into his body, and it's slowing him down for sure. But also, he doesn't block any of these. He doesn't attempt to move out of the way.
Yeah.
They just sink right into his torso again. And this time you see this brackish, strange water coming out of him, and it's just burbling out very slowly, not like blood and not like anything you've seen before. And you probably don't get scared very much, Kevin. You have been around on Earth for a very fucking long time, but in this instant, you know that you and the demon standing next to you are both pretty fucking terrified of whatever the fuck this thing is. Because a lot of things are just fact for you, but this is, it's stranger than fiction. You don't know what is going on here. And Amber just kind of just takes a piece of bone from her shoulder and just chucks it at this dude, and it, for a second, makes this kind of like bone, like fucking, what are they called? Like scorpion type shape around his torso, trying to bind him. And she's like, that's gonna give us maybe 15 seconds. Like, we have to either like run back that way or like go in to fight this guy. What are we doing?
I mean, the smart thing to do is to run back to the circle.
And just see if we can get him, get him into this middle bit and see if we can get bloodshed. Yeah, okay, cool. And like she just like turns tail and just sprints back up this hall. And you turn around and Backstabber is not there, like obviously. And you guys are standing up at the summoning circle at like the edge of it. Actually, where would you guys go? I think after you had this circle done, you, Ramil, and Vern. I will say Ramil has like focused on something, and he has just this wind just whipping like very closely around his hands, but he's kicking up a breeze, and he's ready to like engage in a fight if anything goes down.
Yeah, I think I was definitely near like the entrance of the sort of like not in the grove, but like just towards the entrance of it, just hanging.
For sure, back. Yeah. I'm guessing that you guys probably, Trent, you probably stayed pretty near Vern.
I'm actually, like. Where do they need to be in the summoning circle?
Just needs to be within the circle somewhere.
Within the circle, okay.
Yeah. So like there are spots in that hall. If he's in that bit of the tunnel, it's probably possible. You don't know if it's like more to the center, it'll be more effective. You just know that he has to, like the writ is he has to be in the circle.
Okay. And you said are we in the grove?
No, Vernon would probably not have gone down the stairs, or kind of like the passageway to get down there. And it's like it's like you don't know how far it goes. Honestly, like you don't know where the grove is, but you do know that there is like basically straight hallway. One direction is the beach, the other direction is this circle, and to the left of you guys, going down is the where the grove is.
Okay, gotcha.
And you, whereabouts would Trent be stationed?
Trent wants to hide somewhere within the circle.
For sure.
There's
like a farther part of the circle, like the farthest part from like either of like the entrances to like the kind of like ring road that it is. So you're just kind of like in the shadows.
Yeah, like he was thinking about how little Vic paid attention to him in the apartment, so he's just trying to blend in. Like, as best he can with whatever he has.
Yeah. I'm going to say Ramil probably stays with you then, because Vern has, like, a weapon, and he can probably hold off his own a little bit more. Do you have your
duffel bag?
Yeah, he's got a duffel bag. For sure, the duffel bag. Do you have your hockey stick on you? Just so you can, like...
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Like, I just put it, like, on my back while I fight.
Vern, you see Backstabber, you don't know that's his name, come up the stairs, and he goes... Vernon, it's good to see you. Things are probably going to be going down quite soon. I like that. The two Inhumans are currently meeting with the boy. I'm sure that they will be coming to a head quite soon. And you hear, all of you echoing through this tunnel, you hear the sound of many gunshots coming from the direction of the grove. Which you can probably assume is Kev with the P90. And Backstabber's like, oh, that's fine. I'm going to go just a little bit out of the way and just see how things play out. Unless, of course, you want some assistance, Vernon.
I think we're good right here. Yeah.
Of course. Well,
You just stay out of the way. If we do require your assistance, we can discuss that later.
Absolutely. But I will be around. And he just walks down. He walks through the tunnel towards the beach. And you, Kevin, and Amber are just sprinting through these winding passageways, trying to remember the way that you were led. I'm going to say roll act under pressure, and I'm going to roll for Amber to help you out, to see if she's able to assist you. As you two are running, and you are fully being chased by this. And you two can run at quite a fucking clip, cumulatively, but you are being chased by this, like, force of nature just behind you. The crown proudly stationed, now, like, very comfortably on top of his head.
That is
Yep.
9.
It stays at a 9, and Amber falls behind a little bit. You two get separated in these tunnels.
Okay.
Yeah, so you are able to like get out, but you're not quite sure where Amber is. I will say that you still feel this like power coming from behind you. You're not like, like he's still like behind you, but you basically like she took a left when you took a right, and it feels like he's probably on your tail, but I doubt you want to be stopping to check. So you Vernon, see Kevin coming up this trail, and there's this smell that hits you as he's like running up, and it's not. I'm gonna say actually, Vernon, to you, it is not wholly unpleasant. It is a very palpable smell, but it's something that is fine to you. And you see you see Kev just completely sprinting, and we are in that scene.
All right, I have. I think something that would very much help in this instance would be some sulfuric acid. So I'm going to try to take out the car battery.
Yep.
And yeah, using a knife or something that I've purchased at Commander and Spears. I'm gonna cut like a giant gash in this thing and try to.
I will say that like you had time to prepare this before. Roll act under pressure to see how well you can have this like battery acid fucking ready to get on this dude.
Are you trying to like bucket it onto him as he like comes through the tunnel?
Because I will say battery,
Pretty
you would need to like fling it with something, as battery acid is pretty thick.
Yeah, well, I kind of more so just think I just want to making a giant tear and then just throw the entire battery at him.
Okay, fire. Okay, yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, so first roll act under pressure to see how well you have yourself set up for this, and this will affect your kick some ass roll.
All right, I got a 10.
You're able to basically just like jimmy the top off this battery. And I'm gonna say that there was already some fucking acid damage on this thing when you bought it. It was just kind of like a shitty one that you had on the shelf at the store.
Oh, of course we'd stock that.
And you see Kev burst up this fucking hallway, and just, I'm guessing you round the corner towards the summoning circle, Kevin?
Yeah.
And very quick, like real fucking fast behind him, you see this just wall of force. This just and you see a glint of silver, you see a flash of piercing white eyes, and roll kick some fucking ass, Vernon.
Will my good rolls stay with me? Who knows? Oh wow, okay, that's 10 minus 1, a 9.
And you do get a +1 with the how well your act under pressure worked. So that is a 10 total. So normal kick some ass rules. On a 10+, you take one going forward or give one to another hunter. You inflict terrible harm, you suffer less harm, or you force them where you want them. Because I will say that, like, because you were engaging in a fight, Vic will respond in kind, or sorry, I said shit, the hunter will respond in kind to you and your effects.
Yes, let's see here. I want to give I'm gonna give +1 forward to Kevin.
Fire. Okay. So you just like put this fucking open-topped battery at Vic's head, and it just cracks him in the side of the fucking head. Very similar, like a super similar to reaction to when Trent cracked him with the it was with the trophy, yeah.
No, it was the hockey stick.
It was with your hockey stick, yeah. And as he's going past, in just a second, and you hear again this bubbling, like viscous roar coming out of his face, and it still looks so terribly like that boy you once employed, and he just on his toe pivots and cuts you across the fucking torso with his knife. Take 4 harm, Vernon.
Whew. Okay, wow. Luckily I only take 3, but oof.
Yeah, so
Okay.
So this silver knife he just like does like the classic, the samurai, like the what, bam, like just like slice up, stab, keeps running after Kevin, does not stop. It's just full like pivot, go. Yeah, and you are mortally wounded, and you hear a whispering voice in your ear say, "You sure you don't want some help from me, Vernon?"
All right, rat. What can you offer?
Come with me. And he leads you down towards the grove, and we are now with Kevin. And Kevin, you are hot on your heels. He is going down this fucking tunnel, and you are now in the first little bit of this summoning circle. And now,
Okay.
so now you are, I'm guessing, just kind of start running the fucking perimeter, I guess, like track meet style.
What is the? Can you
Yep.
clarify the exact geometry of the summoning circle
Yep.
like area? Like, is that a junction between?
So it's gonna be like a P. You know how the letter P works. So this is like the tail of the P is like the line of this like straight corridor or the straight tunnel,
Right,
and
okay.
going off of it is a round tunnel going off like that. So in kind of like a D shape on here and on this kind of curvy bit, that's where the summoning circle is, and like it like on the junction to that, maybe it goes on the ceiling or it goes on the floor in some cases, but it's
Right,
on
okay.
generally the wall of this kind of area.
And but it's not like a big open circle, right? Like you can't see the other side of it.
No,
from
it is
one side?
it is basically a torus that you are inside of.
Okay, gotcha.
That kind of forms this circle. Vernon did have the specifics of this spell, and he was like waiting by that door. But I'm gonna say that you were able to give like, what was the activation for this spell gonna be, Vernon? Because you were the one that was kind of taking point on that. Like, you know, you had to spread the blood.
Yeah.
And, you know, you had to be in contact with it. But what else do you have to do?
The activation,
Yeah.
you have to touch the ground touch.
Yeah.
You have to, and then you have to yell, like, guttural yell. You have to yell, release.
And just let out everything in you in that yell, and also the spreading of the shedding of blood. All right, for sure. So like you, Trent, know that, you, Kev, know that, and Ramel knows that as well.
And has the shedding of blood been like, has that been met, or is that?
Did you dump?
We could have incorporated it into the inscriptions, right?
Yeah, I would say that's totally fair that you guys, and like, I'm not saying if that's gonna work yet, obviously, because you've not tried it, but like, you have, I'm guessing, dumped out that canister of blood that you had, Vernon?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I will say all my supplies are still at the duffel bag.
Yep.
So I
So
like
that has
the
happened. So
shotgun
now,
and
Kevin, you are racing again, track meet style, down this fucking pipe, and you, Trent, with Ramel next to you, you hear coming very fast, like the slosh, of like running through kind of ankle deep water. What are you guys doing? Because you have seconds.
Yeah, I'm talking to Salem, like, can you slow him down at all?
And he's like, yeah, but it's gonna get Kev too, and he just fucking makes a wall of fucking wind going down that. And Kevin, you are now running not in place, but you are very quickly slowed down. And as you are doing that, Vic is very, very, like, he's right on your tail, and this wind is hitting him too, and he is running through it, and he slashes out at you, and you take probably only 2 harm. So I guess that would be 1 with your armor.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to, at this point, like, I'm gonna try and plant myself as best possible, and I'm just gonna turn around and like run towards him and try and just do another like with my trident. I'm gonna say I discarded the. I don't think I had extra ammo for the P90 or any way to like. I don't think I would have known how to reload it.
No, for sure.
anyways.
I think you probably dropped it when you were done firing.
Yeah. So I'm gonna turn around, try and plant myself as much as possible, and just do a big old thrust for his face.
Absolutely, roll kick some ass.
And you have the plus
Yes,
one
sir.
forward if you want to use it as well.
Right. Yeah. Do I decide that before the roll?
You can
Yeah,
decide that. You can do it after.
Okay. Oh, sorry, this is on the other thing. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna use the +1, so that's 5, 6, 7, 8 total.
8 to kick some ass.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So you deal your damage to him, and you get him really good, like in like the upper fucking torso. But he just stabs down at you, and he deals 4 harm, Kevin.
Oh fuck. Okay.
Yeah. So that would be 3 after your armor.
Yeah.
Yep.
As this is happening,
Yeah.
I am waiting for the perfect moment where they're both slowed down a lot or still.
Yeah.
So like now.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm slowly walking up behind the hunter.
Yeah.
Concealing my presence as much as I physically can.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna sneak up behind him and try and plant my hands on the crown and say the activation word.
Absolutely. Now I'm gonna need you to roll act under pressure in just half a second. Now I'm gonna cut to you, Vernon. Vernon, Backstabber is leading you down this winding tunnel.
Also,
yeah,
Max,
yeah.
I just to remind you, I
Yeah.
have the smite thing now, right? You got that?
What does that actually do? It treats it as you're using his weakness, yeah?
Yeah.
Awesome. Oh, fuck yeah. So, like, this dude, so he's got, like, some of his face is starting to run a little bit just with this acid that's just, like, kind of sinking this crown. Not for, like, it's sinking onto his head because it's, like, loosening his fucking skull a little bit. And this trident that just sticks into his torso is just burning through him in this just, like, in this putrid, like, again, bubbling, boiling display of just, like, meat in his torso. Vernon.
So if I let go of it now, it's stuck in his.
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Vernon, you are led by Backstabber down these hallways, and eventually you see Amber. She just like dives out of a fucking wall and just jumps between you. She's like, "Oh fuck, where the hell is he, Vernon? I gotta go help Kevin."
He's up there.
Fuck. Okay. Christ. I'm. Fuck. And she just sprinted like back up that way, and Backstabber's like, yes. And she just like sprints off, so she'll be there very soon. And he leads you further and further, and there's more and more of these rats just kind of appearing in the periphery, Vernon, and they are just kind of at you on all sides, and eventually you are in this room with all of these trees, and you feel kind of good. Like you feel kind of very good when you're here, and Vic's like, not Vic, fuck, what's his name? Backstabber's like, yeah, no, I didn't think so. I didn't think that this would be the case. And he goes over to a tree, and there is a tap in this tree, kind of like for getting maple syrup. And he pulls this tap, and this thick, like it comes out at a snail's pace, putrid smelling, viscous fluid, just fucking drips out into a little shot glass that he's holding. He's like, there is not too much in this place that would be of much help to you in this moment, but this would. It's free of charge, my friend, but of course you don't have much time. And these rats are like at the periphery of this room, and there are like 30 of them in here that you can see. And you know the thing about rats, Vernon? When you see one, there's a whole heck of a lot more.
This, I guess the smell coming from this, does it smell anything like Vic?
Not like he did before. Definitely like what he does now. Yeah. And it's like, again, not wholly it's a very palpable, like, it's like, if someone who doesn't like perfume, it would smell bad, but you're a big perfume guy. Like, this is your ylang-ylang, man. Yes or no, Vernon? Your friends are in trouble.
What exactly is this?
Lifeblood, Vernon. Lifeblood. It's that good.
I'm gonna...
He shakes it under your nose, and you do. You have to say that you do have very little time to decide. If you want us to cut back to you, we can. But
I'm gonna drink it.
Vernon, you take a sip of this thing, and you feel like no blood has ever made you feel before, Vernon. You feel grounded. You feel the way you do when you return to your mother's soil. You feel the way you do bathing in the blood of the lamb on the harvest moon. You feel amazing, Vernon. And like it's when it's something so good you gotta close your eyes. Someone's like, and you open your eyes. There's not a single fucking rat in this goddamn room, my man. They just like they are out to the weeds. And I'm guessing you're gonna probably head back at this point, or are you gonna?
Yes, I am. Yeah.
So you start heading back. Now Trent, you are sneaking up behind Vic. He is like caught in this like fight between him and Kev, and there's this wind buffeting the both of them and buffeting you, kind of fucking with you.
I think I'm like shielding myself with their bodies,
Yeah,
though.
for sure. No, absolutely. Yeah. And you're walking down, and then just after Kevin sinks his trident into this dude's chest and pulls in, he's going to going for another blow against Kevin, and then he fucking stops. And he just kind of like adjusts his posture, and he turns around and he just looks at you, Trent. And he's just looking at you for a real long fucking time. And I'll say that this is a pretty decent opening to go grab for the crown, but he is like fully like open stanced, just staring at you.
Just a quick question for me personally to Max. What music cue are we on right now?
We're on Hunted.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Carry on.
Yep, of course. What do you think it should have been?
I'm
Cheers General Knight?
Yeah.
What are you gonna do, Trent?
Trent sees that he's staring at me, but also sees that he's not making a move, right?
He's just standing perfectly fucking still and looking at you.
Perfectly
It's
still.
almost awe. Like, he's not making much of an expression. And again, however inhuman he feels and he looks, that's still Vic. And that's, and it's, I mean, it's like when you look at a cadaver, there's no life there. And there's definitely no life in his face, but that's Vic, man.
Yeah. I boldly continue walking towards him.
He matches you step for step.
Oh.
I'm gonna say, Kev, his back is fully open to you if you want to do something, but he is, and this is the first time you've seen him regard anyone that isn't, like, incredibly powerful. And Kev, probably, concerning to you. Just,
I'm gonna
my
keep...
body. Okay, sorry. I'm just my body and divine weapon always count as a weakness. So just my body and my.
Oh, fire.
Friend.
Okay, cool.
It says my unarmed attacks are 2 harm, intimate, and messy.
Okay.
So do with that what you will. I guess I'm like pretty close to dying. I guess I'm gonna.
I want to shoot Kevin a look, saying like, just wait.
Cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So he's matching you step for step, and he holds out his hand, kind of like in front of him, almost like a bit like that. And it kind of feels like what you were gonna like. It's about the same height to grab something off your head. Kind of like what you were gonna do with him, man.
I want to match him, like mirror.
Yeah, and he is now like so terribly close to you, and there's just this wind buffeting you like so strong, and he's right the fuck up on you. And he goes to grab the top of your head.
I try and match his pace to see if he'll keep like a slower pace. Like, if I'm like reaching for it and he's reaching at the same time, if we like are going at the same time, is he matching my pace, or is he like?
Not specifically, no.
Not
say
specifically.
That, like if you slow down, he is not slowing down. But I'm gonna say that you had time to test it out beforehand. So if you want to get him first, that's gonna be act under pressure.
Yep. I want to get him first.
Yeah, absolutely.
Act under pressure?
Mm-hmm. Sorry, no. No, act under pressure.
Okay, that is a 5 + 4, a 9 + 1 cool.
Very good.
10. Am I acting on what is it planning to do right now? If so, that's another +1. Probably not, because it's already a complete success.
Yeah, no, and also I don't think that's because like it's so you are like inching closer to him, and you feel this, and again, there's just this smell coming off of him, and it's just this
putrid,
like briny, putrid, like impossible, like it's nose umami that you're getting off this guy. It's like nothing else. And he's just got his hand, and he's a little bit taller than you now.
Yeah.
And you guys probably used to be like pretty close in height. If not, you probably were like a little bit taller than Vic. He wasn't a very big guy. And he's got his hand like a millimeter above your head, and he just is like, and you feel this just all the hairs on the top of your head are fully standing on edge.
Yeah.
And Kevin, you just see this dull red light is now filling up this hallway, and it's not really coming from anywhere in specific, but it's just there now. But with that move, you're able to grab on the top of his fucking head, and
I yell, "Release!"
Yeah.
as gutturally and loud and echoey as I can.
And I'm gonna get you to roll use magic, my man.
I will do that. And any use magic for me, being an empath, becomes big magic. But this is already big magic, right?
However, I will say that you hear someone yelling alongside you, and sprinting behind you, quick as a bullet. You don't see her, you're not looking behind you, you don't hear her, but you feel Amber racing up, and she has a sword full posed, not rest on her shoulder, but ready to stab fully over your shoulder and through this guy's fucking face. So I will say that this plus weird could be a plus charm.
All right. Yeah, I think I feel emboldened knowing that she's there,
Absolutely.
and I'm gonna channel her power.
Yeah.
Use my plus charm. And this is use magic.
Yes, this will be use magic. And it's a little fucky. And this will be if it goes bad, it will go worse, but if it goes good, it will go fine. Is how I'm getting it. Yeah, because you have not done this before, but this is a pretty simple thing to do.
Ready?
I'm ready.
That is a 4 + 2 = 6, but
Yeah.
I am using a point of luck.
Now this
retroactively make it a 12.
This has not come up before, and this is the perfect time that it would come up.
Forgot that you could do that. Yeah.
You have a certain list of a number of little boxes you can tick off called luck points. You only have a certain number of them. You can never get them back, and when you use up all your luck points, your character is doomed. There is nothing that you can do to prevent your fate. You are fully fucked, and that is as good a time as any to use this luck point. And Amber, with you, is just yelling this guttural, loud yell, seeing that this thing is about to just fully fucking grab you by the noggin, and you feel just this explosion of force as this light and heat and cold, and just everything just bursts out of this guy, and then your hand. It's like when you're picking up something in the fridge and you think that the milk carton's way heavier than it actually is going to be. It just comes free, fully free. And Kevin or Trent, I really wish that I could say there was a calm look of acceptance in Vic's eyes. I really wish I could say that he looks at you and for a second he sees you and you get closure with your friend, but you're taking Remy off of a corpse. You're un-ratatouilleing this man.
Yeah.
And he's less desecrated now, but he is dead. And he just crumples into a heap in front of you. And you hear this shrill yell coming from everywhere in these tunnels, and you just hear the scattering of feet elsewhere, not coming towards where you guys are, but and Vernon, as you're coming up this kind of corridor, hundreds of actual rats, and many of those rat beings are rushing the fuck past you, and they're pushing you out of the way. And Backstabber kind of comes from around a corner with you. He's like, to me, that looks like things have gone all right for Team Trent, which I would put myself as being on. And you two round the corner, and you see Kevin really badly injured. Ramel's kind of fine. He was kind of just being point and kind of supporting people in this fight. You see Trent looking kind of wired, and Amber also looking pretty kind of fucky. And you see Vic's body is just kind of sitting there in the water, or in the kind of there'd be a little bit of water. And the crown is in Trent's hand, and Trent, there is a warmth coming off of this crown. You're not feeling called to put it on or anything. I'm guessing you very specifically don't want to put it on. If I was in your situation, but there is just this. It is humming. and you feel it resonating in your hand, not enough to like hurt you, and you hear this clear note coming from it. It's like it's an E flat or whatever the fuck, and you fuck it, that's what it is. And it is just ringing out this just pure clear note, just kind of in your hand there. It's not very loud, but it is very noticeable. So yeah, Amber's like, oh.
I am going to turn around, face Amber.
Yeah.
Like shakily hand her the crown and be like, please.
Absolutely. No, absolutely.
Destroy it. And I'm going to like cry and fall to my knees.
Yep. No, incredibly fair. And Ramil comes up and he's like, let's, Kevin, do you want to get Trent? And he picks up Vic's body so carefully and so tenderly. And just kind of like, not like fireman carry, just kind of like bridal carries him and starts walking out of this tunnel. And his wicked silver knife falls to his side, and this really small boy is carried out of this tunnel ahead of you guys. Amber and Kevin, actually probably just Kevin kind of supporting you, and Amber is just there holding this crown. And Backstabber is just standing in the middle of this tunnel. He doesn't block you if you want to get past him, but he just kind of looks at you, Vernon, and he looks at Amber. He's like, Vernon, my man, Vernon, I did you a great boon this eve. These are dastardly times, and I will say that a good deal with a good man is a good deal. I would very much appreciate getting that crown. However...
Vernon didn't take the crown. I did. It's not his to give, unfortunately.
Well, young Trent, I will say that this was a terrible evening for you. But you still have solid employment, and I find myself wanting. So I will be nearby.
Sounds perfect. I'd love to keep an eye on you.
Absolutely. I'd love to have an eye just so on me. Would you like a contact lens for that eye? I have many of them. And he's...
I'm going to pick up the silver knife, by the way.
And this thing's wicked. This thing's rude. And again, Vern, you feel amazing right now. Like, you should feel kind of disheartened, but Vernon, you feel like... And I'm going to say that Trent, like, the healing magic that you've gotten today and, like, all the drugs and shit are wearing off, you just feel tired and you feel worn out.
Yeah,
and
I was about to say, I feel like the opposite of Vern. I haven't taken any damage,
Yeah.
but I'm just...
Yeah, no, you're dead on your feet.
Yeah.
And you guys kind of walk out of this pipe, and are kind of heading off in your kind of different directions. Ramil takes Vic's body. He's got a tarp, and he puts it very gingerly in the back of his pick up, and kind of covers his body. He's like, I'll make sure this gets to Vic's parents. If you guys ever need help with anything, I'm kind of here. I think I'm gonna start doing not like vigilante stuff, but I mean, I understand that things aren't quite as black as white as he tried to see them as, but I mean, and we can have further talks about this soon. And I understand it's been a big night, but the town's unprotected, so if shit goes down, I think I kind of have to be keeping an eye on that. So I mean, I guess you guys will see me around, I guess. Thanks very much for making sure he didn't suffer more than he should have, Trent. I appreciate that.
Trent is sobbing.
Oh, of course. Completely fair. And you guys are, driving off. I'm guessing that Trent, Amber is walking you home with your bike. She thinks you could probably use a good walk right now. Yeah. And what you guys probably don't talk about much. And whatever you do
just
talk
silent.
about, I think it's you guys' business. Like, we don't need to kind of be seeing that scene. But I would count this as quality time spent with your loved one. So take a +1 for the rest of the adventure.
Nice.
Vernon, Kevin, what do you guys do? Where do you go?
Well, what time is it right now?
It's about 7 p.m.
Oh, wow. Okay, I've still got a little while of time at work. That's good.
And Kevin?
I guess I'm once again almost like I'm very injured.
Oh, yeah.
So I guess I gotta.
Rammel's like, you can come with me in the pickup, man. I can make sure that you're not gonna die if you.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, for sure. Vern, I'll see you tomorrow at work, man. And he
See you
just drives
tomorrow,
off.
Randall.
And that leaves you, Vernon, alone on this beach. And I'm gonna cut to the where's the beach? Whoop. You, Vernon, are alone on the beach, and you're surveying this scene. You see all these cops, kind of like dead on the ground. You see a couple rats, like scurrying across the beach in the distance, like actual rats. But then you look out at the water, Vernon, and you notice something is very specifically missing. Because
Is it
you don't see one body in particular, I will say. And that is
A
the
Ted
body
Yinzer?
of one Theodore Yinzer. And it gives you a moment to pause. And your phone rings, Vernon.
I answer it.
And it's silent for a second. And you just hear a voice just say, "You just watch your fucking back, Roberts!" And it hangs up. And we'll cut to a few weeks later. Things have kind of calmed down a little bit. There was a very quiet funeral service for Vic that I don't know if I think Ramel would have like invited you and Vernon to Kev. It was quiet. Vic's dad was there. He didn't say much. He didn't talk to any of you. He's this thin, older man, very thin-lipped, very thin mustache, thinning gray hair on top of his head. And he's kind of looked over the body. It wasn't like a preacher doing it. It was just like a MC, I guess. And he was buried in a very pretty grave overlooking the sea. And the news kind of came back, and there were wild animal attacks, and that was what caused most of the deaths. But there's nothing in the news about all the sheriff's deputies that died, which strikes you a little bit odd, but that's a little bit strange. And things go back to normal really quickly. But Commander in Cheers is hiring, so if you want a job, send him an email. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning in to the finale of Surf and Turf Open Season, the first arc of our fucking buck wild and bonkers actual play RPG. To the fucking 9 of you, give or take, that stuck around this long. Thank you for being here for probably like 3.5 hours. But before we wrap things up and I talk about what's going to happen going forward, we've got a little bit of housekeeping. You little boys, did you conclude the current mystery?
Yes!
Yes.
Did you save someone from certain death or worse? I'd say probably.
We saved a lot.
You saved a lot of people through action and inaction. Vernon's not dead. Trent's not dead. Backstabber's not dead.
Backstabber, yeah.
Backstabber's safe.
Yet.
What a fun character.
I fucking hate him.
Did we learn
Sounds
something?
Like Ted Yinzer might not even be dead.
Ted Yinzer might be safe. Did we learn something new and important about the world?
Trent sure did.
Yeah.
Trent sure did.
Yes.
Did we learn something new and important about one of the hunters? I'd say cumulatively about all of you, we learned a lot about the decisions that you would make in these situations.
Also, identity was.
Oh
revealed.
yeah, people know that
Yeah.
you're a fucking vampire now. Yeah. So yeah, fuck yeah. Thank you, Slimy. Yeah, I apologize if this session was a little bit all over the place. I had a lot of ground to cover, and I could not have this go for 2 sessions after I said it was the finale fucking everywhere. So each of you mark 2 experience, which puts Chris over the edge to level up, and I think Henry as well, yeah?
Me too.
Yeah,
That's
wow.
correct.
So that'll come into play at the beginning of the next arc, I will say. So, keep that in mind. We got big things brewing. However, before this and the second arc, there will be possibly next Tuesday. Obviously, we'll check in a little bit closer too. But there will be kind of an interstitial little arc, a little session, which I am tentatively titling Surf and Turf Team Building, where our heroes get to cut loose and just have a good time, The 3 of you, I want to thank you so very, very much for coming on the beginning of this wild, wild journey with me. How the fuck you feeling? How you doing? Thoughts, feelings, notes,
I'm doing great.
Fuck
That was a great conclusion on Vic. Love Vic's fucked up little body.
And his fucked up big fat Greek wedding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, I will say that Kevin's Chekhov's gun is still yet to be fired.
It's still yet to be Chekhoved, and I feel it looming over me. And if we add too many more metaphors,
to use it, but
it's the telltale heart. It's my sword of Damocles. It's your Chekhov's gun. It's fucked.
Yeah.
But also, we don't know where it is, so we don't know if it's loaded or not until we look in the box.
yes.
Yeah. Chris, thank you very much for being Vernon. I am a huge fan of how you towed the line between... It's very easy when you're playing a character that can go against the will of the party to be an asshole about it. And you were doing things in Vernon's own interest, but you never did anything that was against the goodwill of the other two guys, and I appreciate that very, very much.
Can we get Chris's poster up on screen again?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Let me cocky that over. Yeah.
Like a credits of sorts.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll get the big one over.
I will say, much like Vernon, I am feeling very, very excited right now, very jazzed up.
Yeah, Vernon has truly come out of every single one of these completely unharmed and fine.
Oh no, I got harmed this time.
Oh, fucking okay. Like, come on, man.
I feel like Kevin is constantly
about to die.
Yeah, like every single session, I think he gets almost dead.
I mean, you're sort of like our tank paladin type deal.
Just kind of throw him in the face of danger.
So I would like everyone to go on Instagram and follow @ChristoFlop. As you can see from this, like the fucking 4 pieces of amazing art that we have on stream, Chris does an amazing job in capturing just the crazy and nutty style of this modern world. It looks like fucking the Oingo Boingo Brothers. It's that real shit. Chris, you got anything else you want to point people to other than your Instagram and things that you make?
If you want, you can look at this fun pencil.
That's a good pencil, man.
Good pencil.
It's a cool pencil. There we are, pencil plug over.
Henry, you are one of the single, craziest and most rapid-fire improv people I've ever met. You managed to make Kevin one of the most, grounded and hilarious fucking characters on the face of the planet while still never, detracting or taking up, too much room in the scene, which is often very easy to do. So I'd like to give you huge kudos to that. The music that you made was, precisely to my specifications and everything that I could have wanted, and I'm so incredibly grateful for what you did. Everybody, go on YouTube.com, go to Henry H. He makes Henry's Desk Jams. Fucking buy Cyclone on Steam. The soundtrack for that was made by Henry. He did a phenomenal job. I played the music for that beforehand, and I would like to thank you very, very much for being in this, Henry. Anything you would like to point people towards other than your own stuff?
Well, thank you. And I think that's all of my plugs.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I'm back in the stage of things where I'm working on things again now, so I don't have anything to announce and won't for a while.
Also, this one's Backstabber, by the way. This one on screen in the middle here. I mean, Reese, what can I say? I love you, man. You are the easiest person to bounce ideas off of on the face of the planet, and you made making this so much easier. And also, as you know, so many characters in this, I already bounced off you over the past, fucking 4.5 years doing RPGs like this.
Oh, sorry to interrupt. M3 has redeemed Bones for something, and now he's yelling about it in chat.
Oh, what song do you want me to play, M3? That's Measly Audio Media. You can play any song you like. That's within TOS. So pop that in the chat there. But yeah, I mean, Reese, you have done an amazing job of making Trent one of the most, likable, not because we feel like we have to, but just because we really like him. He is a gorgeous little goon. He doesn't have main character syndrome, but he still ends up at, the corner of all these different plots. You took everything that I threw at you and fucking ran with it and made a very, very easy, usable human backbone to this entire fucking campaign. Follow @Zundarell on Twitter for that fucking fire lack of tweets. He will not clog up your feed. Yeah?
Actually did post something today on Twitter.
Oh my god, everyone go to @Zundarell to see what the fuck it is. There's no way of knowing.
It was a reply
Wow.
to what I would have plugged, which is the game I'm enjoying today that just came out, the DLC for Outer Wilds, Echoes of the Eye.
Outer Wilds, amazing fucking video game. Just
Fantastic.
beautiful shit. Thank you all so very, very much for watching. I am twitch.tv/measlymeatloaf. If you're watching this right now, either in the past or in the future, you know where to find me. I'm on YouTube at Numbers. If you scroll down on the stream, you'll be able to see it. And if you're watching the VOD for this, you're there, baby. Hit subscribe. It does me a world of good. And if you're watching this, I would appreciate a comment. We'll probably be back next week with the team building. Of course, we'll let you know. Thank you for the Bog Champs and the Ben Champs, my good friend. The MP3 is on its way. I've been wanting to make this, not this specifically, but I mean, I've attempted to make, I ran a kind of similar Monster of the Week game for Reese and some folks a good couple years back. Remember that was with Ron? That was fucking great. I've been attempting to do shit like this my entire life, and as I was saying at the beginning, it took a lot of hard work, and this is the only thing that I've ever thought that I've been good at. Like, Jesus Christ, that's loud, Alex. This is great. This is our Surf and Turf ending music. This will play at the end of the streams going forward if it's not a fucking bit. Yeah, thank you all so much for watching. The VOD for this. Is this Princess Peach's Castle?
Oh, I'm scared.
What is it? Is it a mini cover of a Weezer song?
No, it's a mini cover of a Wheatus song! It's Teenage Dirtbag, baby!
Great.
Phenomenal. This will be my ending music for all Surf and Turf streams going forward. This is beautiful. It's symphonic. Teenage Dirtbag, baby. It's very syncopated. Interesting. Thank you all very, very much. I will see you soon in the bog. I am local hedonist Max Measly Wheat Meatloaf, Max Wilcox. And to you I say, go fuck yourself.